Dabblepoint, a Stuttering John Melendez roundtable discussion.
Welcome to Point Dabblepoint, a weekly discussion where we get caught up on This Week in Stuttering John, press charges for extortion, and show photos of Roy's game room. I am Carl Hamburger.
Hamburger World Order. HWO.
And joining us this week is my boy, Shuli.
Shuli World Order. SWO.
And our friend, El Horrible is here.
Tuki World Order. TWO.
And don't forget, producer Chris is in the house.
Producer Chris World Order. PCWO.
And Cardiff is here too. Hey, what's up, Cardiff?
Excessive World Order.
What is happening, fellas? We got a big week this week. I call today's video Extortion. This is the week of extortion. I had Andrea Brower on Who Are These Podcasts on Monday, and boy, John did not like that. This turned into a whole thing with our buddy John, and he thinks that he has the right to press charges on Andrea and sue Nikki B if she releases emails. Fellas, what'd you think about the extortion this week? El Horrible, I'll start with you, buddy.
What are in these emails? I need to know. He is so worried about these emails getting out to him. Is it him professing his love for Andrea? Is it dick pic of his warded up dick?
These are good. I like the speculation. The fact that he doesn't want it out makes it even more fun for us. I hope it never comes out, because then we could just guess at what he doesn't want out there.
Well, the problem is he doesn't even know he's forgotten what's in these emails, but he knows it could be really bad. That's why he's so upset about this. He doesn't even know what he said a year ago.
Right. Did Roseanne get in trouble for tweeting on Klonopin and Coors? Is that what she was tweeting?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. It makes you racist, apparently.
There's also that jealousy of like, hey, this is my move. Like, what are you doing? You're threatening to release private stuff that we talked about. That's what I do. That's like, you're stealing my bit.
Yeah.
You know, there's that.
He collects the information.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I think. My theory on this, and this is probably too realistic. I think that John treats everyone like shit, and he likes to be the hero in the whole Nikki B saga of the beloved Chatter's loved one and raising all this money and everything. And of course, they've had a huge falling out. Nikki B wants nothing to do with him, as we've all learned. But John is innocent in all of this, never did anything wrong, or so he says. When this shit comes out, we're going to see how he actually treats people. He treats people like shit all the time. That's my theory on this.
Well, what makes you have that theory? The fact that he has 0 people in his life? Would that be one reason why maybe he you think he treats everyone like shit? Because nobody's there. Nobody gives a shit.
Now, Shuli, you're making these accusations. You think just because Vince the lawyer, who is always trolling John at all times, was a guest on his show again this week? John, you're always getting trolled by this guy all the time. I know sometimes he does. No. He's always trolling you all the time.
John, I know what's coming to your door before you do.
Yes.
And I'm not the one ordering it. It's Vince. He's just rolling in it like a pig in shit. He loves it.
You, me, and El Horrible know exactly when the Magnum condom is going to show up at your door.
He doesn't like to brag about it. He doesn't like to keep a secret at all. He's not good at that.
And John takes every delivery with, "Oh, fucking Vince," and then, "Thank you, Vince."
Well, every delivery now has a password attached. I don't know if you noticed. He goes, "Yes," and then they say, "We got delivery." And he goes, "Is it beer?" And then the person goes, "Yes," and then he gets up. If you don't answer yes to beer, he ain't moving.
That's the code
word.
word.
Yeah, the code word is it's paid for.
Yeah.
And yes, it is beer.
A
and I like the
two-step code
instructions too. Vince the lawyer puts instructions in there now because he's learned from this.
Yeah.
He's like, always lead with the beer, because there was a time when John turned the guy away, but he didn't see the beer was at the bottom of the bag. Yeah. So he's like, got to put the beer on the top of the bag for my Uncle John, who thinks he's a celebrity.
Oh, wait. Leave the vegetables. They never go bad.
What do you think the Uber driver's thinking when he's reading these instructions? Because I can't see this being a common
Right.
thing that they're seeing in their notes for a delivery.
Yeah. Could you imagine? Nowhere else do you have to read an instruction that say, ignore the signs that say you will be shot on sight. And to ring the doorbell anyway.
Beware the stink lines.
Disregard, we are being harassed, spelled in block letters on your way up to the door.
Did you catch
So-
the Russian delivery driver this week?
Oh, yeah. John was ready to have a debate with her. I don't know if John realizes this, but not all of Russia is anti-Ukraine and looking to get into this war. I don't know if he knows that.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but if that Russian girl was into him, he'd be anti-Ukraine. Okay,
Correct.
so yeah,
Maybe
it's all
Putin's
coming
right.
down. Yeah.
Putin's made some good points in the past, now that I think about it.
Where's my Dark Putin t-shirt? I gotta take my Ukraine gear off.
Dark Putin.
You wear Ukraine gear, you loser. You fucking drunken loser.
They don't wear
You
that in
want a
Ukraine.
I stand with Ukraine t-shirt. And you think Ukrainian DoorDash drivers care that you're wearing that shirt.
Hey, listen, he's just trying to break the ice with her, all right, Elher Replay? Not
He's
everyone has the
such a
charm of
He's
a
such
Mexican
a-
wrestler.
Come on my show.
I have just a side question because he made a comment about Cardiff in a package we were watching today, but I think it was from like 2 days ago or something. But he goes, I don't even want to mention his name. Like he's going after everybody, and then he gets to Cardiff and he goes, I'm not even going to talk about him. What the fuck do you have on this guy, bro? That's what I want to know.
No, I would have done a show on it by now. I'm sure there's something, but
Well,
He
he
hurt
thinks he got something. He's scared. He's scared of you.
we have had some of those long, way too long conversations. So
Oh, spill. What do you got?
no, nothing. There's really nothing crazy in them, but they were private conversations. I will
You
respect.
heard him.
I will.
That's
respect
why.
this.
You heard
Yes.
him. He thought he had a friend,
Yes.
and you heard him.
Well, speaking of
He
private,
dumped me.
speaking of private conversations, because this whole thing with extortion, and let me explain for people who aren't following along, because the whole point of this roundtable is to get everyone caught up on the week of Stuttering John. Not everyone's watching all these shows, obviously. So what? I know. Can you believe it? So what happened was, Andrea Brower said, "John, get Nikki B's name out your mouth, or I will release all of these private emails, DMs, and text messages between." So Andrea was a moderator, so was Nikki B, so was Benny Loco. And there was all these communications between the four of them. And Andrea is saying that if you don't stop talking about Nikki. Now, Nikki wants nothing to do with John. She's not looking to be a part of the Dabbleverse. She's not looking for any of this. She's out. And John's been bringing her up. So Andrew's like, stop talking about Nikki B, or else I will do this thing. Now, John claims that's extortion, to say, if you don't do this, or if you do this, I will do that, or whatever. I got an email from John just this week that says, and this was about talking about his kids, which obviously I'm doing every day, all day long. He says, if you continue, I know more about your family than you would like me to know. Stick to goofing on me. Now, that is a threat, right? Isn't that basically the exact same thing that John's claiming is extortion?
Right. It's not extortion. It's a threat. Yeah.
Right. No, but it's saying, though, do this thing or else I'll do this thing, which, I know, it's very, very loosely extortion or anything else like that. I mean,
Well,
no one's pressing charges over emails.
Yeah. There's
threat
no
part is
amount of
part
money
the
to
extortion
discuss.
part. So there's an and or like
Right.
part to the extortion. But yeah, it's still a threat and extortion. Yes.
But that's what's so crazy about John, because only a narcissist like Stuttering John Melendez would do the exact thing he's complaining about and think that somehow it's different when he does it.
Yeah. It doesn't apply.
It doesn't apply to him,
Well,
obviously. He's
it was-
justified in it.
And during his rant about her, he literally threatened her with the same exact thing that he said he talked to a lawyer about, and they both agreed is extortion. So he's like, yeah. So he's like, you're going to release private emails and text conversations? That's extortion. He goes, and Mark P, I have emails with you. He goes, I'll release them. It's the same fucking sentence. It's unbelievable.
Release
Yeah.
the emails, Andrea. We need to
Yes.
see, as someone who has been threatened by John and his stupid alcoholic threats, he will do nothing. He will even negotiate with himself, with you not even there, and reason. I don't even understand what happened with me. I still don't understand what happened in my situation, but I never talked to the man, and somehow we negotiated and he took away the strike. He's an idiot. He's never going to sue you, Andrea. Release
Well,
the emails.
I sent Andrea or Andrea a direct note and said the exact same thing. I go, this is just out of his playbook. He does this periodically, a few times a year. He threatens to sue everyone. It's never going to happen. It never will. But I want to bring this up too. I don't think this is talked about enough. Just threatening lawsuits is also a threat. So even when John's just going, do this again and I'll sue you. Oh, if you talk about my kids, I got a lawsuit down the pike. It's like, no. You either sue someone or you don't. When you threaten it, that could very much be an ultimatum that you're putting on someone.
Yeah, that's how we roll. That's how my people roll. We threaten lawsuits all the time, dog.
You understand how all of this works.
Of course.
So let's talk about what John is so afraid of coming out. Because this all comes back to John was illegally raising money for a charity. He was on his show a year and a half ago saying one of the beloved chatter's loved ones needs our help going through chemo treatment. And if you want to donate to that person, here's my PayPal. Send the money to me and I'll make sure it gets to this person. Which was already convoluted because then he would spend the money to Mark P. He'd Venmo it to Mark P., who would then write a check to go to the person who needs the chemo treatment.
Who's paying for postage? Who's paying for
Why not
postage?
give out Mark P.'s PayPal address? First off, that would have been a little bit more direct. But then the hilarious part about this, of course, is that because John was saying, don't super chat me the money because that will take 30%, PayPal it. All of the people who are trolling him started super chatting him. Hey, 20% of this is for the beloved chatter's loved one. 10% is for you. The other, all this kind of shit. Just they're going, oh, I got the accounting. Nope, you got it. No problem. I'll take care of this for you. So then I believe this is out there.
Lest we forget the paper trail.
Right. So I believe this is public knowledge, but after all of these donations and this weeks went by and obviously Anthony Cumia and myself and Shuli, we're all talking about how you can't raise funds this way. You can't ask people to donate money to you to go to charity. It doesn't work that way. And so John stopped doing it and he ended up giving $195 and a used iPad mini to the Nikki B Foundation after all of that.
And his mom.
And
$100. Yeah.
But you say this used iPad. Used iPad would mean it can still be used, and it was used at one point. I think
used
what you
up
mean to say-
iPad.
is used up, damaged, broken.
Yeah.
That's more
It's not
out
even a
of
coaster.
date.
right. Paperweight.
We'll get back to this, but my favorite revelation from this week was finding out, because John's been bragging about giving this iPad mini, or as he calls it, a mini iPad, for all of his time. He's been bragging about this. It turns out he ended up paying 4 pints of beer in order to get an iPad mini. And that was his big charitable donation. Yeah, at happy hour.
And what are the odds that a guy who day drinks with him happens to can be able to get him an iPad at the snap of a finger during the day?
It was that guy's daughter's iPad. So I can only imagine.
God.
Yes, I can only imagine what that's all about. But John even says, he goes, I tried my best. I looked everywhere. You asked around at the bar you go to. That's not trying your best. I hope it's not trying your best.
But that's somebody who was coddled. That's somebody who was never held accountable for their shit, is to sit here and go, I sent you $200, okay, sorry, $195 and an iPad that's unusable, and to not at any point go, you know what, maybe I should have, it didn't work out well, my bad, I'm sorry. No, he goes, it's the best I could do. I did my best. That's
still patting himself on the back. And Shuli, it's worse than that, because when he tells the story, he explains, Nikki didn't want to set up a GoFundMe. Nikki wanted nothing to do with asking for money on the internet. She didn't ask John to do this for her. In fact, it sounded like she was kind of like, nah, we don't need it. It's fine. We'll figure it out. And so John decided to go through with all of this, to raise money because he wanted to be the hero in all this. And look at how much aggravation this has been for Nikki B. She would definitely not have traded in the $295 plus the shitty iPad to not have any of this going on. It's still going on, and Nikki wants nothing to do with it.
Is anyone surprised that this is the best John could do? $200 and a broken iPad. What does $200 buy? Chemo?
Two chemos.
Listen, Nikki B. I got the extra insurance with the post office. You claim it was broken. I'll get $400 and I'll split it with you. Okay?
He's running insurance scams.
He's scamming on top of.
The 195 plus 100 from his mother plus a shitty iPad that can't be updated
Rounds
is the
to zero.
equivalent of thank you. That's exactly in my nose. It's the equivalent of $0. You did nothing. It maybe paid for parking when Nikki was going to visit her husband at the hospital. Maybe not. I don't know. It's not a lot of money.
As far as chemo goes, that bill, none of it went to that. Okay, let's just be honest. And you go, you know what? She goes, my husband he'll be able to watch stuff on the iPad. The one thing he was fucking looking forward to in this goddamn shit hand he's been dealt, and he sends him a fucking dud of just a busted up piece of shit.
Yeah, and could you imagine every time he's turning on Me TV in that hospital room, he's going, God damn it, this is what I have to watch because Stuttering John Melendez can't get me a real fucking iPad.
This is what I think of you.
Why didn't he use the almost $300 to buy a new iPad?
Oh,
Yeah, it won't connect to the internet, but I loaded my movie.
You
Too many on there for you. You can watch
on repeat. Hellraiser 69 with $20. That is very generous, and we appreciate it.
Yay, super chats.
Oh, look at that. There's Hellraiser right there. Watching John lately has reminded me that I should call my dad and thank him for not being a massive piece of shit. Remember, kids, if you think your parents suck, tune into the Stuttering John podcast where it could have been worse. John's doing more for society than he realizes. I get notes.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you do too, Shuli. People say I stopped drinking. In fact, I hope I'm not outing him. My buddy Kaya has, this is a guy in his 20s. He's like, Carl, I've watched enough of Stuttering John that I have cut back my drinking a ton. So I do not want to end up like that. I think just the example that John is setting has gotten people to be like, yeah, maybe excessive drinking is not for me. Maybe that's not the path I want to go down.
I stopped giving out crappy tablets to people.
making me a better father, I can tell you that. I'm paying more attention. I'm hanging out more. I'm having good times with the kids. Like I don't want to go down this road. I feel terrible for those kids, man.
I'm doxing less.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Look at all of us are becoming better people. El Harible, are you doing anything better with your life? No, not
I
really.
tell my kids to appreciate the private parts they have. The
Right.
grass is always greener.
I
Right.
need to go there. Dave Sarah, $5 says, don't use your phone number to call into the Tiny Lawyer show. He will weaponize your number and info against you. See you in Tampa. Are you kidding me?
Well, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
That doesn't sound like something Vince would do.
He really is a piece of shit, isn't he? Timothy 422 became a YouTube member. Thank you, Timothy. The greater good, $5. Extortion, noun, the practice of obtaining something, especially money, through force or threats. Yep, that's it. That's what we're talking about. Stuttering John with $2. The bit is old, Snaggletooth. All right, thanks, buddy. Michael C, $2. Stern should have said, God forbid you abort your kid. Stuttering John, another $2. A potato, a hack, and Snaggletooth. That might actually be Stuttering John. That's about where he's at with his comedy. So
A potato, a
And his
hat.
math.
Yeah, he doesn't have $4.
So he likes producer Chris, is what I take away from that.
I'm too much of a nobody to even mention.
yeah, right. You'll be on John's show next week. I guarantee it. I'll be tuning in and seeing you on there. Michael C, $2. Hey, Shuli, are you streaming from the tunnels?
No, I'm streaming from Asa's Love Tunnel, Long Island. Yeah.
Well played.
Thank you, sir.
You got a show. You got a couple shows this weekend, right?
Yeah, we're in Poughkeepsie tomorrow night, and then we're in Jersey Sunday night. BSShowLive.com. Come out to the shows. It'll be fun.
Beautiful. Kevo Zebo, $2. Carl, Kevin, KC, World Order, KK. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'll get the Jiggles department right on that, sir. Thank you.
He has one similar.
Well, I didn't shit the tub. $5 says John is in the chat. Send him the link. If that really is John, I would send him the link. Rosie,
Come
$5.
on in, fucker.
Ban Shuli. He is not funny and no one likes him. He'll probably dig tunnels under your channel.
Well,
Listen, normally Shuli, I'd have your back, but you're making some good points there. I don't need tunnels being dug.
Yeah, later.
oh, all right. I was getting my lawsuit threat ready for you, Carl.
Dr. Unbridled Song, $2. What's worse, eating at dump or trailer park? And that is in a reference to an article from the local newspaper in 2016 that my sister was interviewed in. That John is a real gotcha. He's got a bunch of gotchas about my family. We'll definitely get into that. Cage, $5 says, is that Jew tunnel dust or Shuli's hat? People really latching onto these
Jew tunnel
tunnels
dust.
here.
I mean, the Jew tunnel is a big ticket item in the news these days, Carl.
It is. Mike David's wife, Jules, coming in with $5. Shuli, best guess, how many fans you expect at the gigs this weekend?
According to
forget to
John,
guess.
16. So that is
There you
what we're
go.
looking at.
Double
So,
digits.
Yeah, man.
Well, they're also going to people the room, and I have 7 jokes about that.
Yeah, I just let the show do the talking, you know. Everybody wants to know numbers. Everybody wants to show up. Show up, and we'll see what happens, you know. Life's a mystery. Let's do it.
The greater good. knocking is there, yes. Based on the spelling of his sign, he doesn't know that a K
was a
is at the end of the
quality
word
sign.
knock. I think that's square, $5. Cardiff Electric has no business being so funny and poignant. The true MVP of the Dabbleverse. Is this your sock
Troll.
account?
It was a troll.
Is that even a compliment?
Surviving
I
the
don't know.
news, $2. Let's anyone think that was me that called Vince the Warrior today? Is that the real Elmore?
I don't think so.
This is usually where I get a text saying that's not me, Carl.
That's not me.
Yeah, I don't think it's him.
Tell Carl that's not me.
Not me. Say no more, $5. Cardiff, LH, Shuli, Chris, and Carl. If Joanne from Ukraine makes a cameo, please. I'm going to faint. This is a blockbuster. Wow, yeah. Potato Soup's very own intern, Joanne from the Ukraine.
She's doing very well now. She delivered something to John once, and he
Right.
stands with her.
Poontang Puncher, $2. Release emails. That is an act of violence. Oh, all right. Before we go any further, I know this show is not about Kevin Brennan. Never will be. But Kevin said something. I want to address this because it's so ridiculous and dumb.
I think he's
And,
watching right now, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. All right. Well, then cool. He can watch us watch him for a second because I do want to address this ridiculous statement.
Can we say this though first?
Hi, Brennan.
Yes, we can. So this is a thing that Kevin does that Stuttering John does as well. It's another parallel between John and Kevin, where he creates an argument that doesn't exist. It's completely convoluted. It's completely conflated from what's actually going on. So let's watch what Kevin says here.
Into this thing.
I mean, people are like, why do you have a problem with Carl? And like people ask me, why do I have a problem with Carl? Because Carl said going after somebody else's money is an act of violence.
Yeah, and Patrick goes after mine all the time.
Carl's doing a Dabblepoint every Friday, literally trying to affect my money. It's not working, but he's doing it.
Okay, let me address this very quickly because I don't know if he's gaslighting his audience or he thinks his audience is this stupid. But what I was saying, and people have forgotten this, Stuttering John went to Patreon directly and tried to get my Patreon account canceled because of terms of service, because it was linked to my Discord server where there were naughty words in the Discord server. I did not write them. I have nothing to do with that. But John was trying to get my Patreon taken down. Now, this is an act, and I call it an act of violence, whatever you want to call it. When you actively go after someone, if you try to get someone fired from their job, if you try to get someone's income taken away or revenue stream taken away, that's a dick move. I mean, Shuli, you went through this with one of your sponsors, and someone's tweeting at them going, oh, you can't sponsor the show. It's like, okay, cool. Then we don't get the money that we were going to get. Congratulations. You did this thing. The fact that Kevin is comparing that to me going on YouTube at 4 p.m. on a Friday afternoon is insane. We're on here talking about Stuttering John Melendez every Friday at 4. How does that affect your income stream?
Well, because
that's how fragile your show is.
He owns 4 p.m. How dare anyone else do anything at 4 p.m.? I mean, that's...
Let me just explain something because Kevin never lived in the real world and I did. So when I owned a company, we would have our competitors reaching out to our clients directly every day, trying to steal them from us. It's called competition. And it gets pretty difficult to maintain your clients and to manage relationships when you have all these other companies trying to come in and steal them from you. That's what business is in the real world. Me going on YouTube has nothing to do with you, Kevin. I'm not trying to take money out of your pocket. We're not affecting you in any fucking way. If you can't handle this, I don't know what to tell you. You should be better than that.
Plus, his audience is his audience. Your audience is your audience. So maybe people are leaving your show because they're just fucking bored and they're just tired of watching.
If I could just hit go live and that takes money out of Kevin's pocket, then Kevin's doing something wrong. That's not my fault. That's not Kevin.
But it's also the same, argument he used in the start of the infamous Tukey Cardiff battle, where it was he took your time slot. It's like he thinks that there's these slots on YouTube that are holy. Well, I mean, Shuli is obviously doing it to fuck with Kevin. We get that. But
hey, listen, yeah. But I also did it because I know I got a better show than that motherfucker. And sure enough, the numbers prove that. And so tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I know I'm buying them; they're all fake. But tell me I'm wrong. And I've been doing this for 2 years, just dumping money into YouTube for fake viewers to beat Kevin's numbers. We did it naturally, buddy. And I know that's what drives you nuts. And I know you're watching right now. How you doing, Angel?
His obsession with numbers is embarrassing. Because he's looking at these numbers, he's going, well, this person has 600 viewers and that person has 1,200, but this time they only had 850. But then the other time, he's DM'd me and said, Carl, when you were on Shuli's show, there were 1,100 people watching, but then you weren't on it and there were 1,300 people. So it looks like you sucked. Like, holy shit, dude, really? This is what you're spending your time analyzing? You think you're winning with this type of attitude? Also, the thing that's most embarrassing about Kevin Brennan, people are Kevin Brennan fans, the fact that he wants to control people, what shows they can do and who they can be friends with, is pathetic. Ray DeVito's doing WATP tomorrow, and Kevin will not let him hear the end of it. Kevin has said that he's going to cite my show. He wants to fuck with our show because Ray DeVito would dare be a guest on Who Are These Podcasts. You're not allowed to do Who Are These Podcasts. You're not allowed to do anything that Shuli does if you're friends with Kevin. Shuli, do you ever do that? Do you ever tell people what shows they could do?
Absolutely not. I don't give a shit. Good luck. But I got news for you. He's gonna punk Ray into canceling on you. And when Ray does, never have him on WATP ever again. If
Ray's not gonna cancel. Ray's not gonna cancel.
I'm telling you, watch. I'm telling you, they don't want to upset Daddy.
He said it was squashed.
Yeah.
He said it was squashed. Ray is on right now with the world's least funny or most unfunny waitress, Kate Meany, on MLC. So he is probably trying to get Ray to cancel on you.
Oh, I'm sure he is. I'm sure he's telling him he's not allowed to do WATP. And Ray, I'll just send you this message. If you do end up canceling tomorrow, it's fine. We'll still be friends and everything. But don't cancel. You're coming on the show tomorrow. Don't let Kevin control your life. You're an adult man. What are you doing?
Let Carl control it.
Yeah.
Cool. Ray asked to be on WATP. All right, this isn't. I did assign him homework, but other than that,
Ray, ask OJ what you should do. OJ will tell you what to do. Don't worry. Just listen to OJ.
Mason in Portland coming in with $5. Oh my gosh, this is something that happened too. Right after I read this, Carl, John and Chad have been going back and forth lately. Which one is the lesser of two evils for you? Ooh,
the lesser.
John is more of a cartoon character to me, right? As ridiculous as John can be at times, it's also cute and fun, which is why we have fun talking about Stuttering John. I wouldn't do a weekly roundtable about Chad Zubak. It would get too toxic too quickly. So I think that's my answer. But and I'll ask you guys that same question. But before I do, I noticed that John was telling Vince the Lawyer yesterday. I forgot what the information was, but he goes, I had this from a good source that blah, 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 bling. He had this information. And Vince the Lawyer goes, well, no, that's not true at all. And then John went to his DMs and it showed Mason in Portland. That was John's authentic source that he only gets good information from. No offense to you, Mason in Portland. I just thought that was funny. Because John acts like he's got all these, he's got a plant at the Shuli network. He knows everything that's going on in the world. He's just talking
New York Post.
Yeah, he's just talking to chatters who DM him and give him information and believe it. But what do you think? I mean, Shuli, you're friends with Chad, I guess. So this is an easy one for you, right?
Look, I got no beef with Chad since he went back to MLC. The Melton thing, again, I have no beef with Melton either. I don't hate the guy. I think it's funny that all these guys are like beating this drum of like, AC, when I see you face to face and when I get there and this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And then, you get closer and closer and they're like, hey man, You
When
touched me.
you're a hack all the way from your first cigarette till your last day. I have breaking news.
Spy report. Spy report. Spy report.
Ray, according to one of my sources in the TWO, Ray has already told Kevin he's going to cancel tomorrow.
I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you.
Tukey World
Out of
Order.
here. Out of here.
WO.
Dude,
But yes,
that-
I'm
if that
ready for
happens, that's the
Rumble.
most pathetic. That's the most pathetic thing Ray could possibly do. Let Kevin talk him into canceling on WATP, which has nothing to do with Kevin Brennan. We're not going to talk about Kevin Brennan. It has nothing to do with him or MLC at all. We're actually talking about a show hosted by two guys who wear diapers and go poopy in them. That's the subject of tomorrow's WATP.
We're talking about different idiots.
Are you going to do an emergency episode if Ray doesn't show up?
Yeah, I think we might have to do that. Yes, that's a very good point. Wow, I hope you're wrong about that, El Harible. What do you think
Very
about that
reliable
question
point.
from Mason? I know that Tukey and Chad have gone back and forth, and lately Chad's tried to become friends with Tukey. But
My point is, nobody's going to do anything because as it gets closer, they're all like, lay a finger on me and I'll see you
I
in
know.
court.
We're
You know,
rolling,
it's like-
baby. I'm going to gorilla press slam Chad and throw him at Stuttering John. It's all going down to the Borgata, baby. Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, Atlantic City. Let's do it. We're doing it. No, nothing is going to happen. It's going to be ridiculous.
Oh.
I don't know what idiot I'm more excited to see, Chad or Stuttering John. I don't know how any of this is going to go down. Again, I'll be the guy disguised as Gino Bisconte wearing the shirt that says, hello, my name is professional comedian Gino Bisconte. So come say hi.
I mean, if he drinks enough, he could probably convince Gino that you're Gino.
Probably.
That'd be fun. It'd be a fun thing to do. Cardiff, what's your take on John versus Chad? You've had your run-ins with both.
Yeah, I think again going back into history, I think if we're using the word evil, I think Chad would be the more of two evils. And
Yeah, I
Sean would be the
disagree.
lesser.
Producer
I
Chris, what do you
disagree.
think?
Yeah.
Chad has the criminal record and John does not. There you go.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Two
If
words,
John-
two
Coincidences,
words,
no.
Shuli. Restraining order. All right. beat that.
But John is lazy. He would have a criminal record if he wasn't so fucking
Yeah.
lazy. Okay, the thoughts are there. It's the action. He's lazy.
Okay, I don't know if you
Fair
were
enough.
going to go here yet, but the lazy part has had me thinking: why is he canceling AC all of a sudden? Why does he cancel everything he wants? He talks
When-
about
Who canceled AC, John?
Yeah,
When did he
John said he's not
cancel?
going to. He's not going to AC.
When? The last I heard, he
I
said
think he
was
tweeted
going.
it this morning. I think he tweeted it this morning that he's not going to AC.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Didn't he?
God
But,
damn
like,
it.
Wow, let me sit down. This is
I
shocking.
know.
let me
Holy
do some
shit.
fact checking, but I'm pretty
He's
sure
a
he
man of his
canceled.
word. He can't lie. He literally has a disease that prevents him from lying. Come on.
You think Kevin's showing up to AC? We wait. They're gonna be dropping like flies before.
I don't
this thing
care as
kicks
long
off.
as Melton's there. And I know Chad will be there, so that'll be funny.
Marco V, $193, $2 says Legal Shield handle extortion. Oh, he made it clear. He goes, I talked to a real lawyer,
Yeah.
not Legal Shield.
He talked to the Tukey lawyers, he said.
Yeah, the Tukey lawyers, yeah.
about Tukey.
Detroit Dabbler, $2 for the best. Carl B. Dabs, Cardiff, and producer Chris. I think you missed one of us, but yes, thank you very much, Detroit Dabbler.
I never wanted to be one of the best in this big suck my dick club. All right, so go fuck yourself.
Tang Lizard with €5. We now know why John didn't do a GoFundMe. You can't pay in pints. No, you cannot. Maybe those upside down shot glasses that count as your next drink. Maybe that would work. I have to go. Who wants to buy this off me for $5? Star Mountain $2. Did you hear Phil Elmore called Vince the Warrior today? He back?
Lies.
I did not hear that. It's night calling all them's plow my back and yell. Okay.
The door. Just in
We're all
case
ha-
you can't see.
We're all having fun here. We're all having fun. Jay Lorder, $10. Technically speaking, I think if John handled the donations the way he allegedly did, then he committed an actual crime. Love the show. I think you're right about that. I would love to see the accounting. John claims that he actually donated more money than he was given. Well, show your accounting. Everyone wants to see everyone's back end and numbers. Like show the accounting on that. I doubt it.
Well, yeah,
I
that
don't use
was
any records.
that time period was I would say exponential growth in the Dabbleverse around those
Yes.
days. Like Dabblers Anonymous was running wild with this. People had all the legal definitions up, what you can't do, YouTube terms of services. He definitely broke something. What he was doing, whether or not he sent any money or not, he still did something fucking wrong.
Hey, maybe he just did his best. You know,
I believe around that time there was a Stuttering John economic, as El Replay made a video explaining to us.
Oh yeah,
all that time ago.
Classic.
Trevor Zero, $10. John needs positive validation so much he decided to expose a man's cancer diagnosis to the world for $200 and give a 5-year-old child's iPad. Yes. No shit. That really sums up John in a nutshell. Dang Lizard, €2. SJ wanted to send Nikki a Coors 6-pack for chemo. I just do my best. That's all anyone could do. Brian, $5. We need more Tukis. SJ makes Casey Anthony look like Mother of the Year. All right. Dank Kelly Green Burrito.
Casey Anthony killed her
$2.
children. Just
My
for the
room.
record.
Pop-up potato.
One child. Not
only killed
children.
one.
Yeah, come
Yeah.
on. That's why pencils have erasers.
Hey, we don't know her whole story, man.
My room is cleaner. Thanks, John. Oh, yeah. Talking about how John has positively affected people. People are just like, oh, maybe I should clean up these empties and tidy up a little bit.
These dead cats. Get them out of here.
Nicholas Elcock, $5. This proves John has no money. He can't even afford to buy an iPad mini. These are not. And he goes, I looked all over. Did you try Amazon? Did you try the Apple Store? These are widely available. Target, Best Buy, very easy to get. Yeah, I know. I guess.
I mean, this is the
eBay
same. But this is the same guy who said there were no all the flights to Atlantic City were sold out the other day. So no international flights. He said. I believe.
Right. Mark P. Hey, Carl. Andrea wants to join the panel right now. Send her the link. Yeah, I could do that. I'll do that in a little bit if she wants to hop on. I'd love to get her take on John's response to this. I was not expecting John to respond the way that he did to my emergency show on Monday with Andrea. Bob doing a COVID test, $2. Oh, hey, Shuli. Nice to see you here. I'm not Vince. Okay.
Hi, Bob.
Rumpled trench coat, a Colombo podcast, $5. According to Stuttering John, I should have the club to myself tomorrow night for Shuli's show. Yes. By the way, really easy to get a drink at that show.
Yeah.
Not a hard time at all. Just, hey, over here.
Come watch Rumpled Trenchcoat tomorrow night.
Pete D, have a good weekend, guys. TWO.
Tuki World Order. TWO.
Holy shit. There was a spotting at the Pistons game up on the Jumbotron, a guy wearing a TWO shirt.
Wow, that's awesome.
It was
Maybe
amazing.
the guy that passed out at the Chicago show.
It wasn't the same guy who came to the WATP show?
Yeah, that passed
That's
out.
funny. Nice.
Oh no shit. That dude Brian.
No, it wasn't Brian. It was a different guy.
Oh.
Brian passed out in Chicago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Who was the guy that I took a picture?
Some other
next to that
sleepy
was-
guy.
Yeah. Who was the guy passed out in Nashville that I took a picture next to? Who was that guy?
I think that's who this guy was wearing the TW on. I don't want to, I could be wrong. I don't know. I think that's right, though.
I love that every one of us has a guy passed out.
I'm not
at a
going to say
show.
anything, but thank you very much for wearing that. And thank you, Carl, for inviting us to Detroit. And
Shuli, what time was our Nashville show? I want to say it was 1 p.m.
It was
it was
1
early.
PM.
Yeah. Yeah. And this dude covered in sweat, like leaning on a stool, wasn't even in a chair, on a stool, somehow not falling over. And I took a selfie with him in the background. It's great.
That's awesome. Natalia Agar, Dad,
Hey.
ready for you to pick me up from Spurgtopia.
Yeah,
I
it's
missed that
no
again.
N.
Damn it.
Yeah, no N in her name, but thank you.
Dan Tanner, is Cardiff and Idaho or Russet? Wouldn't want to misgender. Good question.
Yukon Gold.
All right, no comment. That's a John, $5. It's the dues payer, Rocco, Carla, the potato, and some producer guy. Please be nice to me. You can do whatever you want. Oh, you can be whatever you want. That whole fucking lecture he gave me, when he lectured me on how I could be famous and I could be doing more with my life, That
You,
was something else.
he goes, Carl, try juggling. Try,
Yeah, look over there.
yeah. Have you thought about being a showman? It's a dying art form, Carl.
Eric can drive and spell. Hashtag my dad. Hashtag FU. John Dang Lizard. €5. SJ, isn't it ironic? I got my Stand With Ukraine shirt on, and you're delivering my Bona pills. Did I? All right. You guys have been talking about Oasis all week on the BS show. And I'm pretty sure John was trying to explain that Alanis Morissette has more good albums than Oasis.
More hits.
More hits. What the fuck is wrong with you? That's what you want to defend Alanis Morissette versus Oasis? It was a weird one.
Like he accused him of being a one-hit wonder, and I'm not a fan,
Yeah,
but they are by
that.
far more than a one-hit wonder.
They were the biggest band in Britain at the time. All right, whatever. Philip Joe Risotto. Sun City is center of Florida. F Unbridled Song Drive.
What?
Jack the Tripper. We need a Dabbleverse YouTube guide. FKB FCZ. Yeah, we should do something like that. We need to figure out what all these shows are on. It'll fill your day. Christina Marie, $5. Stuttering John needs to stay in his own lane. Oh, that'll happen.
Here you go, Mr. Shuli.
Thank you.
Whoa, is it Bob's Chicken coming in?
No, I want to eat something edible before Bob's Chicken. So
Hold on. Somebody ordered a meat lovers pizza and paid for it. Somebody's making a little more money than I thought.
it
It's
ain't
the
not
lawyer?
kosher. No,
Did
me.
the lawyer send you pizza?
Of course not. I'd never eat what he sends.
Gar Saxon, $2. KB is basically one of John's hemorrhoids that talk. A little less attractive than that. Tickus, $5. Carl, your forehead glare really compliments your frosted tips. How fucking dare you? How dare you with the frosted tips talk over here? I will not stand for it.
Frosted Tips World Order. FTWO.
But you're okay with the greasy German stereotype.
Greasy? I have another drop that I should have played on Tukey Soup this week. I apologize. I missed it, guys.
Zumach World Order. ZW. Nah, never mind.
No world order for Zumach. Fill up Jay Russo. No answer. Worse, trailer park or eating at dump? I mean, read the article. It was an organized event that my sister brought her children to every single year as a family excursion.
I can't believe you just admitted that.
Whatever.
Oh my god!
I mean,
how embarrassing for you and your family. Oh my god!
Between that and John tweeting out a photo of my brother's game room, and everyone on that tweet just like, that was pretty sweet. I like bubble hockey. That looks fun.
Photo of his game room. All bets are off, huh? Holy shit!
Watch out.
It's getting ugly.
I was ready to tweet the Newsday article about John's brother and his Christmas lights. I'm like, no, this is just a nice article. No,
right?
Yes, it's
whatever.
Fine.
Survive the news. That wasn't me, but I still want to photo Casey's pin.
No, wait, I don't think that's the real Phil.
No, that definitely was.
Hunter Duke, $5. As a fan of UNM, I haven't seen a starting five this good since the Fab Five. Also, Subreddit Surfing Live, March 9th. FSJ vote Vinny.
Hunter Duke makes a great point.
Yes, and congratulations to the Wolverines. National champs, baby.
I meant the subreddit Surfing Live thing.
The question is, that too. The question is, will Jim Harbaugh stick around? Yet to be seen. But yes, you can go to Comedy at the Carlson's website and purchase your tickets.
CarlsonComedy.com.
That's it. What is this one? Attack on Timmy 19. Said it before, but I love your shirt, El Horrible. TWO. Yes, Ron and Fez.
Right. Thank you. I like your shirt.
Dang Lizard coming with €5. Point Dabblepoint review. A bunch of backslappers discussing a person much more famous than them. 5 stars.
That's how you do it.
It's bag slappers. We're sitting around slapping our bags is the term that we use for the fans at WATP. Eddie Valentino, $5. If Ray cancels tomorrow, I'm canceling all my plans to make sure I listen to WATP, FRD. No more Ray on WATP. I agree with D. Julie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Type of mustard.
Yeah. Listen, I mean, you got to understand, when Ray was at the network, he'd come crying to me when Kevin owed him for 8 shows and he hadn't paid him yet. And he'd be like, yeah, it's kind of frustrating. It's kind of, you know, El Horrible, you know how he does it. And,
Yes.
and then finally he's just like, but yeah, don't mention it on the air. Don't bring it up on the air. He's got no fucking backbone. But when it comes to me, all of a sudden, double bird, fuck you. Yeah. He cancels. No more. He's banished from this world. No more.
Well, especially because he asked to come on WATP. And so we scheduled this weeks in advance.
Yep.
And, you know, this is something, I mean, Shuli will tell you, when you're asked to come on WATP, it's not like a guest spot on a show. It's a fucking homework assignment. It's a whole thing. I don't have guests. I have co-hosts that come on the show and are forced to do a lot of fucking work. It's more of a sentence. Yeah, right. Exactly.
And it's like, and it's like Rogan. You talk about a bump after this show?
That's right, buddy.
Okay. He said it himself. Millions of fans came out to his comedy after one WATP appearance.
Wait, thousands? Come on, really?
It's more like 5.
Yeah.
Pie Romancer, $5. I assume the DMs to Nikki are such shamelessly hitting on her. Jotard thought $200 and an iPad would make her love him. Narcissist rage when rejected.
Can you imagine if there's one DM in there to her that says, you know, if he doesn't make it?
Yeah. Oh, wow, this is interesting.
Release the email.
Release the email. All right, you guys talk amongst yourselves. I gotta send her the link. You guys talk amongst yourselves for just a second here.
You may not be that far off, okay? Because even
maybe I have cancer too.
Like the lady, like the Gina messages, right? Like. Exactly.
Yeah, but like even in his rant the other day about it, he mentioned something that was quite telling. This woman's husband's going through cancer and chemotherapy, and he says, and she couldn't reach out to me herself. She couldn't take 5 minutes to get in contact with me. And it's like, wow, that's a jealousy type of thing of somebody who has feelings for somebody and they're not giving it back. You know what I mean? Or it's going somewhere else. That's what I felt like with that.
You've never had something happen in your life traumatic or important like that and immediately thought, who's the most famous person I know to tell this to?
Right. All of us have been there. All of us.
Why would she have had to tell him at all?
Yeah, exactly.
None of his business.
Yeah,
he's John. He's got to know. If he's going to help you out, he needs all the information.
Brock Lee says, SJ will be in AC. The flight and hotel have been secured as of 20 minutes ago. Be ready, dabblers. Well, I don't think Brock Lee's going to lie to us.
We're doing it.
This has to be true then.
Wait, but what about the ride from the airport to AC? I mean, he's either got to fly into Philly or Newark, and that ain't cheap.
That's a long way.
It's an hour and a half.
There's no way he's going.
This was my favorite thing about Whack Packers is people think they want to get involved with them. Now you're involved. Have fun, Broccoli. You're in a world of shit.
Who wants Wendy's email? Anyone want Wendy's email?
Am I lying? Am I lying?
Every fucking day. Oh,
every day, buddy. Every day.
I can't go on every day at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Every day. People I hated, I never challenged to a fight. I just gave them, I just gave Sour Shoes their number, and I said, he's a huge fan. Call him anytime. That's what I told him.
Low blow.
Oh, yeah.
All right, that's fun and games. But I have a question for Brock Lee. Are you really an Asian man, Brock Lee? Oh, he's so stupid. Real Daryl Elmore. Final warning, stop showing my brother's picture. Okay, that's definitely.
What if Brock Lee is sodomy?
Whoa. That would be a twist. That would be a twist.
Sodomy is Brock Lee your brother?
One of you got to be Asian.
Bully says, I heard Carl is saying Vince the Warrior has a spectrum disorder. Purple coming in with $5. Carl is a person who has met IRI, both SJ, in real life, I believe, both SJ and Chad. Chad is scarier. He was looking for a fight after the show since he knew I was sent. Yeah, so this guy recorded both Stuttering John stand-up set and Chad Zumock's. I believe both were attended about the same. And yeah, Purple, I'm with you, man. I think you would know better than I would, but that sounds about right to me. BR Longhorn, $5. John has committed crimes, but just never got caught, Carl. They're telling me you have to leave.
Going back to that super chat, the two back about being on the spectrum or whatever. Did you hear John legitimately ask Vince if he was ever diagnosed with Down syndrome?
Yes.
I thought that was funny because he seemed kind of serious.
Oh yeah, no, it was serious. BR Longhorn, $5. Nope, I already read that one. This one's
$100 super chat to make Carl leave, just for the record.
Nancram, $14 says, I think a mini iPad would have been more useful than a so-called mini iPad. Oh, a mini pad would have been more useful than a so-called mini iPad. He was able to grip off someone's father. Yeah, no shit. A maxi pad would have been more useful. Rumpled Trenchcoat, a Columbia Podcast, $5. I bought a WATP t-shirt at DabbleCon. Where would you like me to be seen passed out wearing it?
Church.
How about Canoga Park would be a good place.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Pass out. Yeah.
Gaza.
Pickwick at 4 p.m. Shitterson, $2. What's the dollar amount for Estee to show up at DabbleCon?
0.
Yeah, we don't want him there.
We don't need
Yeah, we don't. Timothy McDonough says, El Horrible, has anyone ever told you that you sound a lot like Asterios Kokonos?
Every day.
Is that true?
Who the fuck is Asterios Kokonos? I've never heard of the man ever, but I'll look into it.
Well, I'll tell you who Asterios is. Asterios is this comic who was part of the list of people that our buddy Maddox tried to sue for $20 million. Dick Masterson, Patreon, Asterios Kokonos, my buddy Tab Burt. There was 19 different people and entities that each had a $20 million lawsuit against them. John, please sue us. It would be the greatest thing that ever happened in this world. Hellraiser 69, $5. John can probably sue you guys for defamation of character. Yet again, he has no character. Well, right. It's the Lenny Dykstra problem, right? Like when you become a buffoon and a drunken idiot on the internet, you can't say like, they're ruining my reputation. No, you did that.
I literally just had one of my videos age restricted, the last Tukey Soup, because he was mixing Klonopin and Coors Light and we were goofing on it.
He was washing down his Klonopin with a Coors Light on camera. This fucking guy. When he's not asking Stevie Lou for a cocaine hookup, he's doing that. He's a real class act, that Stuttering John. Old Craig, the potato is from Idaho. We celebrate him on New Year's with the potato drop. I would like to thank John for making me 3 years sober. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. John is
making a difference. People. Yeah.
Melissa Young with $10 says TWO.
Finally.
Potato World Order. PWO.
All right, now it's getting excessive, Cardiff. That's too much.
That's the last straw.
Market Zero Dude, $5. U of M is a cult. Just ask Cram. It is a cult.
They're all cults.
Kevin Hasse, $5. You guys make fun, but SJ puts up beautiful Christmas display of lights, but he leaves them up all year long like Carl. God damn it. You know, you do one stream, you try to invite people into your home, into your living room, as you're watching the game with your friends.
In your gear. You gear.
Hey, Moonhead, put on your jerseys. Come on over.
Isn't that an Asian slur, Moonhead?
It sounds like some kind of slur. For sure.
Tampaletic Converters with €5. How could John say he got out of Long Island and Carl should get out of Rochester? To me, it looks like both ended up in Cape Coral regardless. I know. That was so funny. Don't you want to get out of Rochester eventually? No, it's where all my friends and family live, asshole. Don't you understand that? I actually have things going on in my life. Moron. Pete D, $10. Any special white waffle plans for MLK Day Monday? Oh, wouldn't you like to know? We all have white waffle plans for that. It's going to be a good time. Old Craig, $5. Shuli, Are you big spoon or little spoon when you go to bed with Bob? Also, when do you think Ray is going to kill that old lady roommate?
No, Bob's wife cock blocked me last night, and he
Damn
slept
it.
in her room. So I'll let you know after tonight. And as soon as you see Ray with her skin suit on, you know that magic moment has happened.
Wow. Tevia 1015, $5. KB has about half the viewers right now. How dare you broadcast at his 4 o'clock slot?
Yes.
It's unbelievable. Do you know how many people are live on YouTube right now? Probably 1 million. It's not only Kevin Brennan's time slot on YouTube. Old Craig, $2. Silent Mike looks like my dusty old man balls. Sure, he'd take it. Aaron A, $2. Someone tell Beth about SJ Katz. Howard will react.
Oh, that's not a bad
you're
idea.
right. You're right.
Not
That's
bad.
the one thing. Holy shit. Because John was trying to reach out to Beth and stuff recently. If he just sent her a pic of his sick cats.
I wish you could do a wellness check on animals. You know what I mean? I know you do it on
Right.
people, but like,
Yeah, like
send North Shore down there to get some footage.
California, you might be able to.
Send Peter.
Rest in peace, Magneto.
What's up, Andrea?
Carl, I'm jumping out for 2 seconds. I'll be back.
Okay, yeah.
All
See ya.
Hey.
Andrea, can you hear us? Hey.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
Yep. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Moderator
Okay.
to the mediocre, Andrea.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Is it pronounced Andrea? Is it pronounced
Hey,
Andrea or Andrea?
Andrea, it doesn't matter. Hal calls
that
me
means it is
Andrea.
Andrea.
I've just resigned myself to it.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Well, the big question is, we all want to know, are you going to release these emails that John feels so threatened by?
I am, but I have to figure out how to do it
Give them to me.
without ramifications.
Well, okay. What if a certain potato and puppet hacked your computer?
Yes.
And you didn't even realize
Maybe
they
you
did
have a
it.
faulty Google Chrome.
Maybe you have a faulty Google Chrome.
Well,
and
if-
so they were
if-
able to hack your
if the-
computer, get the stuff.
If the potato would answer my messages,
Who, me?
What say you, potato?
I have 7 Andreas messaging me, so I don't know which Andrea is the Andrea to respond
The
to.
one who's not sending you naked photos of her.
Right.
That's
Hey,
5
hey,
of the 7.
hey, potato, you have my number.
Ooh, wait, maybe it is the one who's sending you naked
Wow.
photos.
Oh, okay,
right.
maybe it is. I don't have any of my numbers anymore.
What ramifications? Release the photos. Release the emails. They're your emails, aren't they?
Yeah. It's fine. You can do it.
Yeah, they're my emails, but there's some other things that would go
Black
along
it
with
out.
these emails that coincide with them.
Did you ever
All right,
see
so-
classified documents where they put black bars over
That's
certain
true.
things?
Yeah, you could do
We
that.
only want the juicy stuff. Did John hit on Nikki?
All of
Yes.
it.
What's in it? What's in it that he's so afraid of? That's the question. Thank you, El Replay. What's in it?
I want the truth.
All of it coincides with what has been said by Nikki and myself and Mark
Which
T.
is
So it all goes together.
Which is
The following.
And if we were going to repeat
Which
this
is-
again, we would say
It has to do with the monies. It has to do with the doxing. It has to do with it's everything. It's everything.
all right.
And the stupid thing about this whole thing is this wouldn't have to happen if he would stop mentioning Nikki.
Well, okay, regardless of that, John's a piece of shit. And so when you tell him not to do something, he doubles
Oh,
down
yeah.
on it. He weaponizes it. He loves to do that. He loves to mention Nikki singing songs about her now. And, you know, he does all these things to weaponize any information he has. But you said doxing. Was John threatening to dox people?
Oh, John doxed people.
Like who?
Ask Ryan and ask Sean.
I'm asking you, Andrea. You're
You
here.
mean they
You'll
got
listen
their
to it.
penis
Yeah, he
together?
did. He did. Yeah, he doxed Benny. He doxed me. He doxed Nick.
I knew it.
Yeah.
What a
There was
dick move
doxing
that
going on.
is. Why does he do that?
I didn't get. I probably will now, but I didn't get it as bad as Benny Loco and Nikki did.
Okay. All right. Well,
Um,
we got to figure out how we're going to
it's-
get these
it's just-
released so that you feel comfortable with it.
You know,
nothing.
you guys,
have
if you
nothing.
guys have,
There's nothing in these emails. You're full of shit, Andrea. Release the emails. This is bullshit.
He's
What are
calling
you
your
doing?
bluff right now. He's calling you out,
There's
Andrew. Are you
nothing
going to take
in
this?
those emails. I'm on John's side right now. There's nothing.
you
You
know,
just
I
wanna
have
be
to.
famous. You want to be famous because of all the numbers. Just like Kevin Brennan is jealous of all the numbers, and you want some of the numbers, Andrea. Admit it.
All right, I'm muting him, Andrew. He's out of control.
Oh, heck no! I just want him to stop. I just want him to stop, and he's not going to stop. And the one thing that you can do to John, and you all know this, the worst thing that you can do to John is embarrassing.
Yes, that is true.
That's
He
this
hates that.
one
Yeah.
thing
That's
that
what
he
this is all
cannot
about.
stand having done to him.
Yes.
Would you-
It's embarrassing him.
One word: dick pic.
Well, I was along
And-
those lines. I just want to ask
not hear me?
Andrea. I heard you.
I heard you.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
there
you
a dick
deserve-
pic in these emails?
Right. Like on a scale of 1 to 10.
He's not answering.
Andrea, is there a
Where's
dick
the
pic? Is there a dick pic, Andrea?
Wow.
No.
Oh, come on. Why you tease me like that?
There is not. There, as now on my end, no. Now I can't say on anybody else's end there isn't.
Okay, fair enough. He probably wouldn't send it out
But
to the
on-
group.
on
now that I
what
think about
I
it.
have,
If he
no.
was sending it to Nikki, he wouldn't send it to everyone. Shuli, what were you going to ask? You had a question.
I was
for
going to say, as
Andrea.
far as like embarrassing things, because you hit the nail right on the head. John's biggest fear is being embarrassed. So on a scale of 1 to 10 of embarrassment, 10 being the last thing he'd want anybody to hear or see.
Unknown caller.
What would you what number would you give the embarrassing stuff on a scale of 1 to 10? How bad does it get?
I'll say an 8 to a 9. You've seen some of them, surely.
Whoa! Wow!
Wow!
God damn it! She's
So,
just teasing
you know,
us
it's
now.
up
This is all
there.
just a tease. All right.
No,
Real quick,
no. I'm not teasing. I'm serious. Some of the stuff is, especially when it comes to the stuff that happened with that charity thing. A lot of it stems from that. A lot of it is that, you know, we had asked him to stop. You know, it's not even a matter of the thing with Benny Loco and I. The main thing is Nikki. And when you say to somebody, stop it, it's imperative that you stop doing this. This person's not in a good place. I need you to stop. And they don't listen. And then that other person that's being asked for me to go and stop John comes to me and says, release everything.
Okay.
You know.
Andrea, here's what I want to say. I want you to work behind the scenes with Tukey and Cardiff, and I want them to figure out a way that will assure you won't have any issues with getting this information out. We can redact things. We can make sure everything's above board. El Harible actually isn't a practicing attorney. A lot of people don't know
I'm
that.
actually hacking into your email as we speak.
Oh, there we go. See, he also can hack things.
Oh boy.
Zoom, enhance. Oh, there he is. He's got his hacking hands.
Andrea,
the thing that you guys and everybody has to understand, and I get this a lot, is why didn't you say anything? Y'all are full of shit. Why is this? You know, when you're in the thick of it, especially after the first time that John left, because he left you guys, but he didn't leave us alone.
Oh.
You know, he left.
I thought he did.
The Dabbleverse or whatever, but he did not leave us mods alone.
Oh, I thought he ignored you guys after that.
No, he did not.
Died, but then he rose again for his followers.
Can I?
No, but he did not. During this whole time, during the whole 8 months that he was gone, he did not leave us alone.
You're a crazy lady.
All
Can
right.
Hey, Dabble, you know I love you.
Can I ask?
You guys are cute. You guys are a cute couple.
One
No,
final,
crazy.
one final question for the crazy lady. If John tomorrow said, "You know what? I was out of line. Let's be friends," would you be friends with John again?
No, because being a friend with John, and it doesn't matter because he lies, is you pay a cost for that.
Yes, you've learned. Very good. Yes, it's never worth it to be friends with Stuttering John Melendez. Everyone's learned this lesson except for Richard Ojeda at this point.
You know, I get why, you know, Major is why he is with him.
Yeah, he's a good
But
guy.
you know, same thing with my ex-husband. I'm still friends with him. Every addict needs a friend type of deal. I get that. I love the Major. I get along with the Major. I have nothing, you know, I keep him out of everything.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
You know.
I didn't mean to bring him up. I didn't mean to trigger. All right, Andrew, I'm going to let you go.
Paul.
I want to thank you so much for coming on the show again. And thank you for coming on Monday because I did not realize that was going to get John so fired up.
Oh, no. Oh, and by the way, he did block me on the emails.
Okay. Of course he did. All right. Well, thank you very much, Andrew. What's your show that you have coming out soon?
It's Living in It. And it will be out sometime in February. It will be in podcast form.
Living in It, the podcast hosted by Andrea Brower. Look for that. And of course, Hale Sparks. Check him out on YouTube. Thank you so much for coming on, Andrea.
Thank you, Carl. Bye, guys.
Bye. Okay. They're saying you got
Kevin Brennan might be right about this show.
How dare you, Cardiff?
What do you say? It's fantastic.
No, they just had some crazy lady in her car just saying all this crap. I don't even know what the fuck she was saying. She's a fucking idiot.
She's got her email hacked. What is this? Why does this show have twice as many viewers? What's going on?
Carl was telling them to hack her email right there on the show. I mean, he did it live. They showed he was typing.
Carl's buying views.
I may have to leave my own show after $300 more.
Chris says that mask looks itchy, El Harible. Why? Because he's doing this the whole fucking time? Is that why you think that?
No, it's not itchy. I'm fidgety and I have to do something with my hands or.
Yeah, put a fucking puppet on it, for Christ's sake. That's what everyone wants. Bob doing a COVID test. Soft wiener stream. As a German, that actually sounds pretty good. I'll have a wiener stream, please. Broccoli, $2. Hitman Dan is picking up John in Newark. Oh, that's possible.
Yes!
That's possible. That makes sense.
That's how you get around that cost.
None of this is going to happen.
I'm going to see all my heroes.
Who was it who messaged me? It might have been El Harible asking if I was going to Atlantic City. I'm like, well, no, I'm going to watch the Super Bowl with my friends and family like a normal person. Who the fuck goes to Atlantic City during the Super Bowl?
I mean, talk about a punishment.
That sounds terrible, but have fun, guys. Jacob Ryan asked $5. Did you guys hear us tell Vince my son is happy with his vagina? Oh, my God.
Yeah.
No, I have that. Hold on.
Really?
We don't normally play clips on this show, but this one might be worth checking out. Thanks for reminding me. It was.
I have a vagina.
It was in my notes, Jacob.
Because I like to play with.
Ever have full arm again? Do they, John? For just generally, can a female get a penis implant?
It's according to my son, the technology isn't up to par yet on that. So, you know, he said he's happy with his vagina. Penis wrinkle.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
What do we need AI, John, for?
Yeah, like, is any of this real life right now?
I don't have anything to do with him. He's going, my son.
I'm not talking about his kids. He is. I rest my case.
Like he's talking about like it's the first iPhone. He goes, well, let him, put out a few more. And,
See how the beta is.
Dude, you can't even multitask with these new penises. They got to do a better job with it.
The reception.
But Vince, he never calls out for misgendering.
Oh, that's the crazy
Not
thing.
once.
Vince comes out and says that his son has a mental disorder.
Yeah.
Vince has said this many times, and John goes, I know we disagree on that. Anyway.
Yeah,
but then
I don't want to debate you, he says. I don't want to debate you.
But then I jokingly say these kids sound like they're losers. Did you guys hear these guys are losers? Which is obviously a joke. And John goes, trashing my kids over and over again. That was on my Patreon 3 years ago. He's still playing it on his show. Vince is on his show talking about how being gay is against the Lord or some shit.
Yeah.
Being trans, a mental disorder.
How long before John is like, we actually have the drop of him saying, and Carl was trashing my loser kids.
Yeah.
Like, how long are we away from that?
He's getting close.
You know what other technology isn't there yet? Time travel. And there's a reason. There's a reason why building a penis on what used to be your vagina, the technology just isn't there. It's ridiculous.
You don't think they're going to master it someday over replay? Is that what you're saying?
Never. Never.
Not in our generation, my friend.
All right, Uncle Jack, $5. If SJ flies into Philly International, I'll make sure he gets to AC. Wink, wink. I don't know what that means. It sounds nefarious.
Yeah,
Whatever
observe
you're
and
trying
report.
to say there. Yes. R. Murray 02809, $5. I'm a 46-year-old retired soldier. Does Stut John think I could be so much more with my life? Kisses, man. We all could be so much more if you just want to be. Not Kevin Brennan, $5 for the potato. Thank you, not Kevin Brennan. Thank you for not being Kevin Brennan. Dang Lizard, €5. Hypocrisy Carl for criticizing me, not misspelling something right, like bag slapper. Sorry that listening to your podcast for enunciation sounds the same. Yeah, good point.
Bag
It's not
slapper,
like-
period. Capital S, sorry.
It's not like I pronounce words correctly. That's on me. You're right. Someone want to hit this one for me from Ira?
Well, that's be down.
Ira the Weatherman, $5. Shuli, shout out to Be Horrible and the Potato. Also, Carl, those frosted tips are no goddamn good. Get them off.
Frosted Tips World Order, FTWO.
Thank you, Ira, the Weatherman.
Now, Gary from San Diego has been described as Wilford Brimley. I picture him more like Ira the Weatherman.
Oh, I've seen the photo. I actually know what our buddy Gary in San Diego looks like. And yeah, it's close. You're not that far off. Koof, thank you all for not killing yourselves. Thank you, Koof, for not killing yourselves.
Super Chat World Order, SWO.
Interrupt, $5. Shuli, can we get a drive-by Bob cameo?
Yeah, Bob, come here. They want you.
Putting his pants on.
Put your nightie on and come in here.
You two are too cute.
Come here, Angel.
Can we get Andrea back?
Hey, it's Barbara.
Hey.
Starting the show. What's
This is
happening,
weird.
Bob?
Nothing, just running around and that stuff. I couldn't believe John said about his son's vagina. I came all over myself. I'm puddle pants, call me.
My son is very happy with his vagina.
Look at this idiot wearing a green jacket on a green screen show.
But no, I have the thing in the back.
John talking about his son's vagina. I don't know if he should open with that or if that's his closer. It's hard to tell. Oasis. There we
Look at
go.
that.
That's a real band.
There you go.
Now we're talking over here.
Don't look back in anger, John.
That's right. Uncle Jack, $5. Correction. I'll make sure SJ makes it to AC, but it won't be the casino. I'll take him directly to a gym with a ring and an awaiting Joe, the producer.
Ooh.
Yes. Everyone wants to see this matchup between, I don't know who that is. I don't know. Why would I fight this guy? I don't know who he is. Who's Joe? I don't know. I get a lot of emails. My buddy Penis Wrinkle, $5. Did you see SJ say if his landlady asked him to leave, he'd just squat and make her evict him.
Yep.
Just what I'd expect of a millionaire. Yeah, that was funny. Where John's like, and now they're calling my landlady trying to get me evicted. Like, no one can call someone to get you evicted. You have to be a problem.
And you don't call it a landlady. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I know. It's so funny. I'll just squat. Okay.
That rant he went on that day, he even said, "I'd like to see her try. I have an ironclad agreement." Like, he didn't sign the same tenant agreement that everyone else signs.
Right.
Like, he had Vince the lawyer write something up to, like,
The washed up
same thing.
celebrity agreement.
When he was describing what makes his place messy, and he goes, "Oh, what, you can get evicted because what? There's some clothes on the floor." I'm like, "There's clothes on the floor? What do you do? Why are there clothes on the floor, John? What are you doing?"
He was just trying to pick up chicks with that line.
Is that what it is?
I'm telling you, he sleeps on that couch.
Yeah, you might be right. Mangy, $2. ManPad episode 3 out now. Has more use than the mini pad. That's awesome. That is, of course, Manny Muskets with Patty Broken Skull in their new show, ManPad. We'll check that out for sure. Mike the Fifth, $5. I have a question in. Did John ever try to introduce Andrea to Bill Cosby?
No, you don't want to know that.
Yeah,
Gentlemen,
sorry,
I have to
get there,
tap
John.
out.
You got to do the news for us?
Yeah. So,
all right. Thanks for hopping on, producer Chris.
Yeah, try and
Good
cope
seeing you,
without me
buddy.
sitting here doing nothing. So
We'll see.
come
see you
on.
next time.
Take care, buddy.
Bye.
Boy. Fauci wants us to show him our numbers. No one is commenting on the guy's looks, so shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
What is that about?
Good
What are we
point.
talking about? What are we
We
talking
agree.
about here?
I have
What's
no
going on?
idea. That was a while ago.
Yeah,
I know.
that
I'm
was
trying to
a-
remember what that was. Jan Rabbers. Carla, I want to become a YouTube member. How? Hit the join button. Become a member.
Go to
Please.
Cardiff Electric's YouTube.
No.
And hit-
No.
no?
I mean, you
You
can
do that here?
too. You can do that too. Mark P, $5. SJ claims he loves Nick. There are words in these emails that say otherwise. Oh, Mark P has the emails. Interesting. Mark P has some information on this.
CardiffElectricPod@gmail.com, Mark P.
Hey,
Was
guess
he
who's going to
CardiffElectricPod@gmail.com.
Was he wishing certain people would die of their illnesses?
Guess who's going to be threatened with a lawsuit both today and tomorrow on John's show? That would be Mark P.
How
You better
pissed-
shut your
How
fucking mouth,
pissed
Mark.
drunk is he going to be tonight? He's going to be so drunk tonight. This is going to be epic. You will
It's
see.
Friday, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern. Normally he'd be at the pub by 2. So
And
Pacific, you idiot. See? You do it all the time.
But the emails are going to kill him. This is going to kill him. The text messages,
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. Raggedy Man, $2. Release it as John is in the air flying to AC. That's a good idea. That's a fun thing to land to. Herb Beta Patch, $5. It was ridiculous for John to try to cancel your Patreon over terms of service violations. Everyone who's been on your Discord knows there's no N words allowed.
Whoa.
I'm not sure
True.
what you're saying there. but-
What he's implying is
Yeah,
that you.
I think I know what he's implying.
that you
Dang
kick people out
Lizard.
if they're.
Dang Lizard. You mean the Newports? Dang Lizard, €5. She wants to release the emails. Can't say anything about the content. She was wronged by John, but apparently it takes a Mensa mind to become a SJ mod. Wow.
Yeah, what did he do to her? Like, why does she have this, like, what is that? Like, she's starting to feel for her captor or whatever. What is that?
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah. Why would, like, if he's been such a dick and all this stuff, why would she just, why is she afraid of a lawsuit? We've known he's not going to sue you.
You know, it's a good point. And I think the reason why in Dabblers Anonymous, and we talked about it earlier on the show, and I've messaged Andrea directly saying this, most people when threatened with a lawsuit tend to want to avoid that. And so John has been using this all his life, and it usually works. Now that we've caught him in the fact that he's lying, and we show that he's lying, and we know he's not going to sue anyone over and over and over again. Thank you, Tukey, for doing that once again. We could stand up to this bully, this cry bully, and say, yeah, go ahead and sue me. And I mean that. I wish John would file a lawsuit against me. I think
It'll
it'd be
be
the
the
most
biggest
amazing content.
thing.
Yes.
It's an
It would be
automatic
fantastic.
live event because we're all flying in to be there. We're gonna set up outside the court. Like I have it all pictured in my head. Like it's going to be amazing. So yes, please do it. Oh, that's why I'm not gonna do it because I'm not gonna have you all suck off the teat of my fame.
Exactly.
It reminds me of when Vince told John they were going to run out my house in Florida, and John was all excited. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to shit over the walls and jerk off in the pool,
everywhere,
all this stuff." And then I go, "Yeah, you can run out my house. It's fine. You know, there's still laws in this country and stuff." And Vince will look at me. He's like, "Oh, I don't want to do it anymore." Carol's not upset about it. It's the same thing with the lawsuit. He's going to be like, "Oh, you want me to sue you? Well, then guess what? I will never sue you. There's no way I'm going to sue you."
But at least he's not going to do anything different in your house.
That's true. I know. Why would I expect anything different?
Now, if there was a lawsuit, if there was a Stuttering John versus the Dabblers or Dabblers Anonymous,
yeah,
how much do you want to bet by the end of the trial, however many minutes it lasts, that the judge ends up at DabbleCon too, like one of us? He's like, I can't believe what's going on over here. I got to see more of this.
The last day of court,
member.
the judge is wearing a TWO t-shirt.
That would be amazing.
Tampa Atlantic Converters, €5. Carl can't go to Atlantic City. He has to be home to stream himself watching the Super Bowl like a normal person. Thank you. Exactly.
Yeah. Can you imagine? They wear the uniform of the team they like. By the way, this is my Stand with Ukraine shirt I'm wearing today. Fucking
Fingers
idiot.
crossed. Fingers crossed the Bills.
Went to Ukraine, you idiot.
Fingers crossed the Bills will be losing their 5th Super Bowl.
No, that would be amazing. If they make it, I'd be very happy if they made it. That'd be great.
That would be the perfect ending to this year. To have
really
the Bills make the Super Bowl and then lose.
Somehow the Giants ran in, so John's team runs in on your team, hits him with a chair, takes Josh Allen out.
I love that John always finds the wrong angle to make fun of us. So the one thing, and there's a lot of things to make fun of, but Vinny and I were watching the Bills-Dolphins game and live streaming it. And John's whole takeaway was, and look, he's wearing Dolphins gear as a Dolphins fan. He's wearing Bills gear as a Bills fan. What losers do that? Meanwhile, everyone in the background is also wearing their Bills jerseys and shit. It's like, yeah, that's what people do when they get together to watch the game, dummy.
Right.
No one's relating to your...
And he brags about his t-shirts.
I know. His dark Biden shit. All right, Dustin Nee. Is it just me or is John dumb? I think he might be dumb.
Yeah.
I think he might be a dumb idiot.
You can't beat this.
And Carl, another point. Jerseys are meant for hanging on your wall, not for wearing.
Yeah, that's right. But not like in a glass case or something like that. Just on a hanger above your bed. Yeah. Show me your numbers, $2. Did he not just say he's happy with his vagina?
With his son's vagina. With his daughter's vagina. Wait, what did he say again? His
Is that a
son's
real
vagina.
dog?
Yeah, that is that one. Oh, that's actually Shuli. He gets a little joke. Shuli.
What is Julie doing to that dog?
It's a little one.
Did he say he's happy with her vagina? I can't remember.
I think he
said his.
His.
Let's watch it again, everybody. Let's see. I need to get to the bottom of this.
Now, if only he said I'm.
According to my son, the technology isn't up to par yet on that. So, you know, he said
I ordered him a thumb on Amazon. Hang this off it.
He said he's happy with his vagina.
All right, he's happy. He's happy with his vagina.
He said he's happy with his vagina.
That's a t-shirt.
Yeah, that is a t-shirt. John's words, not mine. No one's talking about John's kids. Only John is, as per usual. Show me your numbers. Remember, for 2 months, thank you very much. The more John talks about people trashing his kids, the more I hate those. Okay.
Losers.
Coop says, thank you for not killing yourself, SWO. Whatnot Chaser, $5. John's daughter growing a rod is more likely to happen than John showing in Atlantic City.
I love love that monkey.
Whatnot
Throwing a
chaser.
rod.
Very controversial whatnot chaser. Jay Loiter, $2.
Throwing a rod.
Can we get some banter? BWO. I think he's referring to
Blind Mike World Order. BMWO.
BMWO. That's not a shirt anyone's going to wear. Dang Lizard, €5. I thought he got the operation funded because they have the technology. Hashtag $1 Million Melendez. Hashtag Night Power. Riles. Great show, fellas. KB is a Barry Woosa. What's that?
Wooza. Is that how John says Wooza?
Barry Woosa. I don't know. Are they talking about Barry ribs somehow? I have no idea.
Cardiff, help us out here.
I
You
have no
follow the
idea.
Dabbleverse.
I don't watch that.
Okay. Thank you very much. Reels or Riles. Yenta John, $5. On my alt account, I asked John how much it would take to not drink for 7 days. He said $10,000. Yes, he did. I saw that yesterday, and it was $10,000 for 7 days. And then if he wanted to go for 30 days, he would go. I think it was Vince said, "Okay, we got to go into a rehab because we can't just take your word for it." And what would you need for that? What did he say? 30,000.
30,000.
Yes, you get a deal. If you buy a month, you get 1 week for free. It's fantastic.
That is a deal. Yeah,
that is a steal. We can come up with 30,000.
It's so funny too because John also said, he goes, "I don't need to drink. I can stop drinking whenever I want. I don't need to drink." It's like, well, then stop if you're going to get $10,000. Like then that's a no-brainer right there. What do you mean?
2 examples of when he stopped drinking were a couple of weeks ago on Christmas.
Yep.
And then when he was training for
the cabbie fight
20 years ago.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And he almost died at his mother's house by stopping drinking. You remember that day he was all sick?
Seemed that way, didn't it? And then he was all better the next day.
But that was because they ate the shit pork.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, they had to go to somebody's house and get it.
Yeah, to get the shit pork because they were all, and then they all had hemorrhoids, and everyone's wiping their hemorrhoids.
See, guys,
I remember that. Yeah,
everyone's making fun of Shuli's over here, but that's why they don't eat pork.
It's true.
They're actually onto something. It turns out.
Well, they don't eat pork that someone else was making and said, "Hey, we're really sick. Come get this pork we're gonna make."
Say No More asks El Horrible, how did Joanne not come about? Or how did Joanne come about? Much like Cardiff, must watch and always hilarious.
What? Cardiff said, "We need you to do a Ralph character," and I want it to be a woman's name. So I came up with Joanne, and the Ukraine thing was just on the spot. We really didn't talk about it.
I saw that happen on the spot because you were just talking like Tukey, and then it became Joanne. You changed your accent. Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's all very stupid.
Yeah, there's not a lot of finesse to this art, which
There's not. We try to entertain, but we don't plan things very well.
Jules David, $5. Bob, how many fans do you think are showing up this weekend at the gigs? Will parking be available? Yes. Will there be good parking spots, Bob?
No, I do believe Friday will be sold out. I'd say it's right around the numbers that it should be. So
tomorrow.
Tomorrow, whatever. Saturday.
And remind people where they can get tickets and where you're going to be, please.
LaughItUpComedy.com.
All right.
It's
What a
full of
BS show
anyone.
live. Yeah, it'll be really good. There's no doubt.
Awesome. Show me your numbers, $2. This is my Mike Moore stuffy. How dare you, Carl? Oh, I thought that was Fauci.
It does look like Fauci.
Whoops, sorry. Sorry, Mike Stuffy. Lawyers, Guns, and Money. God forbid. $2. Penis Wrinkle, $5. Kurt, if I was gifted an SJ membership, I'm going to be pissed if I end up on your Shameless. Can I have an exception? I don't need the bad publicity. I believe Cardiff has stopped putting out
I've already
the
forgot
Shameless.
about that bit.
Yeah.
You also
I
have
did
to turn on gifted memberships.
I did see Penis Wrinkle and Leo Gunn getting gifted memberships on John's stream. I was like, oh boy. And when he turns it on to members only again, it's not going to be as good as it used to be for him. Shitterson, $10. He hates Carl for trashing his kids, but he continues to praise Muttering Jay. That's all the proof you need that he cares about revenge more than his kids. Correct. Yeah. I'm going to leave this up for a minute because it's been stated many times, but that is 100% accurate. This is a guy, John does not care about his kids. It's obvious when he gave the Anthony Cumia tweet to Vice to air on national television.
It was for $300.
for $300 and to get back at Pocky.
Right.
So that made it all okay.
Fucking amazing.
It's unreal. But John talks about his kids more than anyone else does.
Life-changing
What? I
money.
can't be proud of my kids. Be proud of your kids, not on YouTube, dummy. Everyone else is proud of their kids off of YouTube. Stop it.
That $300 literally could have been life-changing money to him, though, a couple of months ago. That was
That's
before
true.
all the super chats.
Yeah.
Bob's Fake Pool, DabbleCon the movie. Not a bad idea.
I still think the musical would be the best one.
Okay. As long as Mike Morse isn't involved in that, I'll sign up.
No songs from Mike, please.
Are you going to rumble in AC with the rest of us, Bob?
Oh, you kidding? Yeah,
Right.
I got my fucking boxing
Bring your
shoes and
chain.
everything.
Bring your chain and brass knuckles, because
Yeah,
I
you
can't
look-
fly with anything. I need a weapon.
Okay, whatever you need, let me know. I got
Thank you.
covered.
I want a
You got
bat with a big nail in the top of it. That's
I
what I'm
already
thinking.
have one.
All right, bring it, because I can't fly with a weapon. So I
got
need
you.
one.
I got you.
Hold
Thank
on a
you.
second. I just remembered something. I used to work at E-Bombs World. We had this big video series on there called Bum Fights.
Mhm.
Oh,
And a lot of them took place in Atlantic City. The bums would come into the casino because it's all bums in Atlantic City. They would come in from outside and just start fighting with each other. Can we have some type of bum fight where we have multiple people videoing this and we got Melton versus Stuttering John. We got Bob versus Stuttering John. We got El Harible versus Stuttering John. I mean, there's a lot of different possibilities here.
Why are
Well,
you
he
trying to
said he would-
orchestrate the inevitable?
Yeah, yeah. He said he would fight 7 people anyway. So what's the
Yeah.
difference? We
What's the
changed
difference? Let's
lineup a
go.
little.
so funny. It's
Mothman BRR, $5. Who's this pathetic wrestler wannabe? Get rid of him and bring Tukey on.
Everybody wants Tukey. No one wants El Harible anymore.
Ah,
Steak.
poor El Harible. Josh Johnson, $5. Riddle. You're driving along and suddenly Opie, SJ, and KB are passengers in your car. How quickly do you increase your speed and drive into a tree?
I got a better question. F, Mary, kill.
I don't know if that's a riddle, but who are you asking that to, Bob?
I'd fuck the tree with my car going 90.
I definitely marry Opie. He's the only one successful out of this group.
Oh
He
yeah,
actually
yeah.
has real estate
And he knows how to
money.
clean fish.
So which one are you fucking?
Yeah, actually, when the apocalypse hits, at least Opie can go fishing for us. Bring home dinner.
And
Yeah, that's a
Kevin will
good
just
point.
go, "You're hurting my hiney." With that big PV.
All right, well, that was easy enough. I thought that'd be
Yeah.
harder. Say no more, $2. Whatnot Chaser, oh my God, the best chatter ever. He's up there. Was
He's
he?
a classic.
Was Whatnot Chaser one of the finalists for the Hackverse Awards? Can't remember.
I think he was
Oh,
overlooked
for
by
best
the
chatter.
by the
Oh, he was
committee this year.
overlooked.
Yeah.
Ah, the
There were
committee's
some
having a good
shenanigans
shit.
in that awards thing. I don't know if it was
Ryan
number
A. It's Friday night. Crank up. Bad enough. Bad enough. That is the other channel that has that.
The other
85.
channel.
Yeah, that's the other
We
channel
don't
that has that
mention
one.
that. Okay.
The Shuli Network. TSN. Dang Lizard. €5. Shit. SJ's child psychology worked on me. I accidentally talked about his kids. Why does he keep bringing up their private life? Great question.
And parts.
And,
Yeah.
private life and private parts. Brother Ted, $5. For a civil suit over emails, what damages would John cite exactly? Emotional distress unrelated to career failure, living in filth, and alcoholism? Yeah, this is the thing. John doesn't have any idea how the law works and how lawsuits work at all.
But his ex-wife told him he could be a lawyer.
Well, right, yes. So he believes he is now.
Yeah.
It is actually Fauci, but I call him Mikey Bear. Okay. I can see it going either way on that one. That makes sense. All right, gentlemen, I have a couple more talking points, a couple more issues that I want to get into. What's up, Cardiff?
No, I'm shocked.
Okay.
There's more.
Yes.
Oh,
There's a
thank
few other
God, more
things.
John Tent.
Yes, more John Ted coming your
Oh,
way.
thank God.
Yesterday on John's show, someone brought up the craptacular. A super chatter did. And John goes, "What's the craptacular?"
I
Are you
almost died
serious?
when I heard that.
Yes, this is the fucking guy who's been calling Shuli the shitwire every day, 70 times a day for the last year, and he didn't know what the craptacular was.
Insane.
And he's ridiculous because he wants to both have a plant inside at the Howard Stern show, know everything that's going on. But then when you ask him specifics about something that happened, even like a recurring thing that happened on the Howard Stern show over years, he'll be like, I wasn't there at that time. I don't know. He knows nothing about what Shuli did on the Howard Stern show or Bob or any of you guys.
It's exactly like my video. He never watched my video, and he just went with the whole thing that, oh, they trashed my kids the whole time. When in reality, Husey made most of the trashing comments. Sure, I made a joke here or there. Well, oh my God, we're doing a comedy show. But we praised the kids of how they got out of that horrible situation and everything. But, you know, he didn't.
You're missing the whole point. You can't get serious in a 1986 Mustang.
Oh, that's right. God damn it. You can't.
Bob, I have to say, and I don't think I'm alone on this. I'll ask you guys what your thoughts are. But when Howard Stern made the jump from terrestrial to Sirius, I had Sirius on day one, listening to Howard Stern. The show was never better. Stuttering John left the Howard Stern show, and it got much better. Not just because John left by any means, but you had Richard and Sale there. Bob came aboard, you know, Shuli, the 101 News. Of course, Artie was there. There were so many new things going on. You guys were doing the roasts. You're bringing in comics. The show got so much better. I mean, just think about this alone. John likes to say it took two people to replace him. Who would you rather have on the Stern show? Sale and Richard or Stuttering John Melendez? Who brought more great content to that show?
They totally did. And the whole thing is that Howard was just hiring, you know, he's bringing something there. It was a competition, but it was more like, hey, I'm just hiring people.
Right. They didn't replace John. They never answered the phones. They actually had real jobs that created content on the show.
Exactly.
They used the phones in the exact opposite manner.
Yes, they were the ones calling out.
Yes.
Yes. With the prank calls and things. So that's hilarious to me because if you're going to be an expert on all things Shuli and Bob and know everything about it and then not know what the craptacular was, then you don't really have a leg to stand on. I'm not buying anything. The other thing that I want to talk about is this thing that John's doing this week. Now, remember, John sent me an email and said, no more talking about my kids because I know all this information about your family. Yes. He said, if you continue, I know more about your family than you would like me to know. Stick to goofing on me. Now, since he sent that email, I have not made fun of his kids at all. And yet, John has done everything he can, tried to release all the information he can about my family. And he's brought up a lot of crazy secrets, guys. For example, my brother and sister's names both start with a G.
Oh,
but my name starts with a K. I know.
How do you live?
I did not want that to get out there, but he put that out there. And I was just like, all right, well, now everyone knows.
And he said your dad was a dentist and he let your teeth go like that. I mean, I was upset when I heard that.
No, you know what? It's funny about my dad. He goes, yeah, Carl's dad was thinking about converting to Judaism. He did convert to Judaism over 20 years ago, John. He's not thinking about it. He did it.
That's a Shuli. That's a Shuli. How are you still here? This is it. This is the end of WATP. This is the end. You've been lying to us. That's why you're such a Shuli cuck. Your dad's a Shuli.
He's such a fucking idiot.
Are you digging tunnels in Rochester?
Glass houses, guys.
Hey,
glass houses.
Carl, do you have the video of him almost swallowing his dentures?
Oh, I might. Because that was he was talking about me at the time.
Fucking hard. Shuli, send him that thing.
Well,
send him the denture thing.
Well, thank God your brother isn't a giant fan of a soft drink or anything like that.
You have the clip.
I do. I've erased it, unfortunately, because I did play it on my show. All right, guys. That's 4 plays not allowed on YouTube.
Like vampires, those Shulis. You can't see them sometimes. They disappear.
you. By the way, tell your dad I never gave it up. Okay, let him know that. I always kept it on the DL, dude.
So I played the clip on my show because he was talking some nonsense about me, but you guys really zoomed in on the fact that his teeth fell out and he had to maneuver his mouth around to get his teeth back into place. We've all seen our grandmothers do this before.
Not going to say who called that one, but
it wasn't on the sly.
It was bad.
Yeah. So John, but then he said he got a tooth removed, but I don't know.
Well, that was a funny
deflection.
thing too, because he said he was going for a root canal, and Bob, as soon as the show's over, Bob goes, "He ain't getting a root canal." He goes, "He's getting that shit yanked out of his mouth." And
Yep.
sure enough, exactly what he
that's-
did.
John comes back the next day and says, "I had it ripped out of my mouth." Who can forget this? $5. El Harible is the artist that finally wrote a huge hit song, but now all anyone wants to hear, Tukey's Your Free Bird.
Yes. Everyone thinks El Harible sucks. They just won Tukey. I get it. I'm sorry.
Mike V says, did you hear that John bought a long brown Cadillac and keeps driving it in and out of his garage hole?
What?
All right. R. Murray, $5 says, downing benzos with Coors, sober 5 years myself. This fat tick is not quitting booze alone, dope. This fat tick is not quitting.
He's saying beer is just the start of the shit
I
that
see.
he's.
I think this
know what I mean?
tactic is not.
This tactic is not quitting.
Is not quitting booze.
John, you need a lot of help, I guess is the point. Interrupt. Carl, you should reach out to Nick Rekieta to discuss how stupid John's legal claims are. I have reached out. When I got the cease and desist from John, I did send it to Nick, and we've talked about it before. I'd love to have him on the show or go on his show and discuss it. Nick's a very busy guy, unfortunately. So
Now, when you say you got a cease and desist,
yes,
did you actually get something from a lawyer, or is it just an email from John saying cease and desist, don't do this, like,
or was it
No.
a Twitter DM?
I was going to say the famous cease and desist that John sent from his own Twitter account to my friend ROTC, Run to the Sis, where he goes, this is actually John's lawyer writing this. Cease and desist, and misspellings and everything. They read it on their show and laughed. No, I actually got an official cease and desist from an attorney firm, and this was through Legal Shield because we looked up the attorney firm, and like right on their homepage is like $30 a month, and you can become all the legal help you need or whatever it was. So I was immediately laughing about that, but yeah, I did get a real letter in the mail.
did you do that in 2023 or 2024?
This had to be 2020. It wasn't this year, obviously. It must have been 2022,
You're talking about before. I thought you meant you recently got a cease and desist from him again.
It must have been last year because I remember Chrissy and Frank came over to do a show, and I think Florentine was here too. And I had just gotten it, so I was showing all those guys, and we were all laughing about it. By the way, speaking of which, Jim Florentine in studio a week from tomorrow on WATP. He's coming back to Rochester Comedy at the Carlson, so he's going to hang out with us. See if we can talk
let
about
him know
John's
that,
kids.
and you can let him know that Chad's coming to a Super Bowl party, whether
That's
he
right.
invited him or not. I guess.
Yes. Jay Loiterer, $5. I love that Cardiff and El Harible have reunited on this show. That's right. This is the first time these two have collaborated since the falling out.
I hate
right
him.
here. It is happening.
Everything's a work.
Why are you guys trying to entertain people?
Ryan Sharman saying July 22, the cease and desist.
When he got his? Yeah, I probably got
I
mine
think
around
yours.
the same time.
That sounds like it sounds about the same time as you.
God, these years are flying by, aren't they?
And John threatening Ryan Sharman, I believe it was this week in that rant too, where it was he said you're violating the terms of our cease and desist. Like a cease and desist is a two-way document.
Yeah, it's not how that works at all.
You are neither ceasing or desisting.
Show me your numbers. I was an O&A girl, but listening to Stern sometimes. SJ made 0 lasting impressions. He seemed humorless, and now it's confirmed that he indeed is. I got to be honest with you. Howard made everyone around him a star. And if you think about all these guys, Shuli's buddy Brent Hatley is a good example. All these guys who leave that show and think like, everyone loved when I was in studio on the Howard Stern show, so I can just go out on my own, and I can just do this again. And then it's like, wah, wah. And Stuttering John was not an interesting guy. Obviously, they wrote great questions for him to ask celebrities, and he went out and he kind of executed on that a little bit. Although people forget, half the fun of John asking celebrities questions was John stumbling over the question, not being able to spit it out. That was part of what they were laughing about, not
knowing who he was telling the question to sometimes, or why he was asking the question,
or why it was funny. Right.
But also, Go ahead. Well, I was just gonna say, if you take the questions out, take the interviews out, what are the other segments that he's known for?
Howard bashing him.
Exactly.
Well, hold on a second. Remember we tried to prank Grillo?
Right. And he fucked it up. And they bashed him. And that's what was funny.
His fuck ups. His fuck ups and who he is what that's the only other thing he brought to the table if it wasn't for the questions that Fred, Jackie, and Howard wrote.
Well, hold on a second, though. I don't know if you remember this, but he made fun of Gary's teeth.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And a guy working as a stockbroker in some fucking, boiler room scam ended up doing it better than him and getting a job there and working there longer than he ever has, making more than he ever has.
Yeah, it was never an unpaid intern or made $10,000 a year like John did. Yeah.
But little did he know, 25 years later, those teeth jokes would come in handy again.
That's true. You're welcome, John. You're welcome. I never went to a dentist in my life. That's for you, buddy.
I can't wait till he's asking about you eating shrimp.
Yeah, so it's interesting because when I first did Stuttering John's podcast, anyone can go back to listen to that episode. I think it's 109 of Who Are These Podcasts. I started the show by saying, I remember John from the Howard Stern show. Here are the things I liked. And I played the Ringo Starr interview and I talked him up a little bit. And then we played how bad his show was and we goofed on it. And at that time in my life, I had fond memories of John on the Howard Stern show. But now every time I see a clip and I go back and I watch the old E show or people just grab from the radio and they put it up on YouTube, John sucks on that show. He's just as big of a narcissist and loser as he is now. It was only interesting because Howard was berating him. That was the funny part of John on the show.
And how crazy is it that they called him out on shit that in no way have changed or gone away? He's learned from nothing and still does the same shit 30 years later.
And
Amazing.
he still thinks he deserved the Jackie chair.
Yeah.
You know what we never talk about? And this is the craziest thing. When Howard was up for contract negotiations, they weren't sure if he was going to come back to Sirius or not. John was actively putting his hat in the, or putting his name in the hat to be the host of the morning show. He's like, who would be better at this than me? I'll bring Jackie back into the fold. We'll keep Robin and Fred, and I'll be the host of the show on Sirius XM Monday through Friday. Could you imagine? Do you think Fred or Robin or Jackie would work for Stuttering John Melendez as the host?
I think it would fall under that umbrella of one episode and done shows, whether they're TV, radio, whatever. That first episode will be the last episode.
It would last shorter than David Lee Roth did. Yeah.
I was going to say Jackie, Fred, and Robin would end up on David Lee Roth's show.
But he was serious. He was serious about running for senator of California. He was serious about taking over for Howard Stern. The guy is delusional. He has no idea what his skills are.
He has the ability right now to literally make any kind of show he wants.
Yes.
And all his show is going on and yelling at his laptop about all these things he did years ago, how everyone else who covers him on their shows is a loser. And meanwhile, he has no show. If we stop talking about him, I don't know, his show would go back to the political show. And as we all know, no one makes money in political talk, especially left-wing politics.
Oh, he's so stupid when he says that. There's so many examples of successful people who do that. John's just not good at it. You're just not good at it. It has nothing to do with the category.
Well, I mean, Rogan makes money being political, but the wrong politics.
But he has no talent. There's no talent there. He can't do a show, let alone do a political show. Like I'm saying, he can literally do a show on anything he wants, and he does nothing. He just sits there and drinks and yells at the computer.
I'm thinking,
go ahead, Cardi.
So I'm thinking back to the Royce days, but again, Royce was there kind of keeping him on track. But again, at least it was more of a semblance of a show.
Right, but that's
form, right?
The only way his show is ever a resemblance of a show is when he has someone else on, like you, Cardiff, or he had Tukey on, and even like Vince the Lawyer. When he has Vince the Lawyer on, it seems like, oh my God, this is an actual show. Like something's going on here. Because Vince kind of takes charge. You kind of take charge, as much as you can, because if you disagree with him, you're fucking gone or whatever.
So far.
But him by himself is garbage. It's utter garbage.
The dumbest thing that John does, he does this every single episode, he argues with people who aren't there. He literally
Right.
talks to them as if he's talking to them. And I can only imagine he goes to bed with these thoughts in his head at night. He looks in the mirror in the morning and argues with Shuli and Bob and me and Tukey. Like, he's got all these arguments, and then they'll say this, and then I'll say that, and then they'll say this, and he can never do it to our faces.
He absolutely does. He had a whole negotiate. He talked about how we negotiated something, and that's why he took the strike away from me. I never talked to the man once, except for tweeting out, "How is your son's vagina?" That's it.
Imagine being told you're his mole and that you're feeding him information.
Yes,
and I never fucking talked to this guy other than when he put me on hold.
It's
and
all
I'm
made
like,
up.
yeah, and I'm like, what the? If I get pulled into the office for this shit, I'm like, this motherfucker.
And I know for a fact Gary Delabate listens to the show because everything we talk about that Howard's talking about it the next day. He's so delusional. When he had Royce on the show, and at least Royce kind of kept him in check and moving. But if you remember those early episodes, everything was about Howard Stern.
Mm-hmm.
That was all he talked about, was his experience there or what Howard was up to now. They were playing clips from Howard's show on Sirius XM. And so John has nothing else. The politics
Trump
thing,
call.
Right. The politics thing was finally the pivot to, all right, let's try to be relevant in some other capacity. But he's terrible at politics. He only reads one side of things, and the craziest shit comes out of his mouth. So if he even thinks he knows something about something, he's ridiculous, the things he says. So that doesn't work at all. And so then you talk about Howard Stern, but he's already told all those stories a million times. I'd love to know what those stories were that were never told before that he was going to do in Rochester when he was promoting that show.
I'm sure he would love to know that too. He didn't fucking have anything.
I haven't written them for him yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say, ask Cardiff. He was in on the meetings that John didn't come to. He could tell you.
All right, we're gonna wrap things up. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much. We got over 1,500 people watching live. I appreciate that. Been a great audience today. Great support from the super chat. Say no more, $5. In all sincerity, why do KB and SJ not get you guys? Shuli, Carl, Tukey, Cardiff, El Harible. It's always so fun and organic, sincere question. KB willfully, well, KB's brand is starting fights and feuds with people. So he has to be fighting. Like the whole thing where he started a fight with Shuli over Mike Kelta giving out his number when he'd already given out Mike Kelta's number. That was very forced, a very forced feud. He's doing the same thing with me now, where he's acting like I'm stealing his money because I'm live on YouTube.
Yeah, I don't even think he's that calculated. I just think he's a dude who can't control his emotions. And he was upset that Bob was working with me while working with him. And he doesn't know how to express things without, because now because who wakes up and goes, this is going to be my bit. This is going to be my shtick. I'm going to alienate and piss off every single person possible in an industry that he was working in, that he was going to these comedy clubs, seeing these people face to face. So I just think he's like anyone. I know it sounds cliche, but anyone doing well is frustrating to him. It makes him angry.
It's weird.
For those who don't speak Hebrew, Shuli said he's a jealous old cunt.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's a
But
translation.
More
if you go
Yiddish.
back
Yeah.
and watch, like, what was it, Porcelain's whatever documentary on Kevin Brennan or something like that.
Yeah.
It worked in the beginning with MLC because Kevin was legitimately mad at people, and he was really getting into real feuds. He's trying to manifest something with all of you guys that's not really there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, he's trying to find things to get mad about, but in the end, like you said, there's nothing you've really done that is that crazy. And today was my first time buying likes. Did I do it right?
Yeah, thank you for that, by the way. I was
Thank
going to
you.
say, after the show was over, I was going to compliment you.
Okay,
Remember,
thank
we
you.
agreed not to bring it up on the show.
No, I forgot.
I'm a little hurt you didn't use my guy, be honest with you, but okay, that's fine.
We were trying to find a cheaper way. The guy that we found was cheaper, and he provided more likes. I'm
That's
sorry.
another thing. Go ahead, Cardiff.
If anyone knows porcelain, please let's see a Stuttering John porcelain documentary.
That
Please,
would be amazing. That would be
Please.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be hard to pull those clips. You could go on about 3 websites to find everything you need to put together a 9-hour.
who are these
doc on.
podcasts.com?
Yeah, it wouldn't be.
I'll download the audiobook from his Patreon.
But the second if you went back on his show, Carl, he'd be fine with you, KB. And so would Stuttering John for the most part.
I would think so. John's already said he's willing to forgive me and give me a second chance. He
wants
me to
to
stop being mean to him.
No. He's got a thing where he really wants you and him to be friends. I don't know if it's because you're living close together, or I'm sure it has a lot to do with the fact that he needs
no
friends.
Yeah, he needs friends. Right. That's why he's talking to Vince the lawyer still.
Yeah. So he's got this weird thing where he's just like, I'll still forgive you, Carl. Like, you got a chance.
Mm-hmm. No, Producer Chris summed it up perfectly. Basically, they translated to stop being mean. Can you just stop being mean?
Yeah.
But if you just look at the saga between me and him with all the lawsuit stuff and the amount of people that were vocally on the side of Tukey, I didn't see too many people vocally on the side of Stuttering John. Like, yeah, he has like nobody.
Yeah, he's got no support. And then he likes to pretend that he does. And that's what's crazy when he goes, people are watching. There's people on my side too, and they're watching. No, those are the people who are fucking with you and then emailing you or DMing you, and you believe them, and you fall for it every time. Anytime someone tells John something he wants to hear, he believes it immediately, and he falls for it every time. It's amazing.
He even tries to tag like LGBTQ like organizations
yes,
and stuff
he does.
and they don't even give a shit, and they're always looking for someone to yell at.
Dear Carl, case and desist. Love, John's lawyer. Rumple Trenchcoat at Columbo Podcast, $5. Carl, if you ever have to sue SJ for shitting in your house, just be prepared. Defense Exhibit A will be you telling him to make himself at home. Good point.
Your fault.
Jenny the Vehicle, $2. God's lawyer should send John a cease to exist. That's too much. The Aussie guy, United States of Australia podcast. Irony, SJ's kid used to be a G name and now it's a K.
Interesting.
I wonder if that's why he brings that up so much. Interesting. Mike V, $5. Did John ever ask a question to Bill Cosby? I bet he got all up in there.
Mike V's got a Bill Cosby obsession.
He's working something out.
Who's talking about Bill Cosby?
This is the second Bill Cosby chat Mike V has had.
He's talking about shitting. That's
okay.
Right.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that the chat yesterday was talking all about dropping the Cosby kids off at the pool.
Correct.
And then that turned into a whole thing about shitting and Cosby's, and John never connected those two things together. It's like, I don't know.
Sodomy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Interrupt, $5. The first time Shuli was funny was his feud with Cabby on Howard Stern. He is funny as hell now that he has his own shows. Well, there you go.
Thanks, Bob.
Interrupt / Bob Levy. Dag Lizard. 5 years. My theory, SJ started fake stuttering as a kid in school to avoid answering the teacher's questions because he always has been a lazy piece of shit. That's a great theory. It's very obvious that John puts on the stutter when he wants to. He admitted it in his book, talking about his scene from Private Parts when he said that the director made him retake it because he stuttered too much. And he did retake it with stuttering less. And then they used the first take. Well, it sounds like he stuttered on purpose then.
You mean the funniest scene in the movie?
Oh, it's pretty funny, isn't it?
He's called that the funniest scene in the movie.
Hey, I just wanted to
damn funny the first time you saw it.
It was absolutely.
I'll give him that.
Question, Carl. I don't know if you
Yes.
brought this up, but when Vince was on the other day, they got into his firing from his teaching job.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and it was interesting to me because he had mentioned that this is multiple times he was called in to speak to his supervisors because of social media stuff. And he claims the trolls at first accused him of having an anti-Semitic show, and he had to prove to them by giving them clips of the show that he's not anti-Semitic, and he gave him all his political shows to watch all his interviews, right? Then he says the second time it was for something bullshit. And he said, and at that point I was like, fuck it. Now, you know this guy. If he's wrongfully accused or labeled or in any way misrepresented, it's all he talks about for days on end. So how has this second instance where they were wrong and he did nothing wrong and it was just how is it he just let this go?
But hold on, how does he expect anyone to believe that a school board would say, okay, show us some examples?
Right.
Well, that's
You're being
insane
accused
to me
of
too.
this.
That doesn't even make sense. Why don't you cherry pick the examples to prove that you're not doing that? We'll watch that.
Here's a subscription to editing software. Please
Yeah,
go ahead.
right.
And
Doesn't make any sense at all.
But in his lies, there's always the truth. You just got to know where to sift through it, right? So the truth in all of this is he was in trouble twice.
Yes.
Regardless of how this ended the second time or how he made it past that first time, he's definitely been in trouble twice in that school. And
Shuli,
yeah,
I talked to a guy who claims he pulled his son out of that school, and he's told the school it was because Stuttering John was a substitute teacher.
get out of here.
I swear to God. So that might have been the straw. Or they're just like, okay, John, whatever you're doing online, we can't have you here. It's a distraction. It's a problem. People are pulling their kids out of school.
Did you also hear, though, that he said that even though he was fired or let go, he still has health insurance until September?
Yeah, insane.
How does that make any sense unless he made some kind of deal? So that sounds very reasonable that maybe they're like, listen, we got someone saying, I don't know. Like, how could he, what job do you get fired from and you still have health insurance for a
if
year?
you get severance.
I was going to say, working for the state, working for the state's very different, especially in California. And I could see him negotiating that to say, all right, yeah, that's fine if I can get this health insurance. Because remember at the time, Kevin Brennan asked him, why aren't you going back to substitute teaching? And John goes, I'm having too much fun. We're making all this money being in the Dabbleverse.
I thought teaching was his life's calling.
I know, but remember, John, at that time, late August, where he's claiming he's going to take this exam and he's going to get this gig, and he's going to do this thing and that thing. And then all of a sudden he's on Misery's Company and going, I don't need to teach anymore. I'm having too much fun doing this kind of thing. So John acting like, the trolls got him fired and it ruined his life. I think that was a decision that John made, that he's like, yeah, okay, I'm ready to get out of here and stop getting up early in the morning and going back to just living like a slob.
So his last job divorced him as well, not just his ex-wife. They're like, let's negotiate some terms and move on with our lives.
But even so, you're right. He would have been talking about how he's going to sue. I'm going to sue everyone. He's suing people for copyrights of his ex-wife's wedding video. Like, how could he not have sued if he really felt that someone cost him his job through all this shit?
How many times have people retweeted at him Muttering Jay's text or tweet to his school asking for him to get fired?
Yeah, right.
Like, wouldn't you have a case against Muttering Jay if no one else?
That was different. I didn't see that. In a Twitter war.
Listen, Muttering Jay's a good guy. He found an old picture of me and Artie. All is forgiven.
Yeah, I know. So
fucking
Mark's friggin' couldn't even find that picture, but Muttering Jay did.
All right.
Metal Liquor Excalibur, $5. My meth head brother lives in Rochester. Cardiff, if you ever see someone killing a goose or fishing with the homeless but has a car, that's him. I know that guy.
Don't we all?
Killing a goose or fishing. Those are weird hobbies. Ignazio Lupo, would Stern cover the trial? All of us want Howard Stern to just address the Dabbleverse. Not that I was listening to the Stern show anymore, but it would be so amazing if he did.
I'd resub.
Right. I know.
Covering this.
No shit.
I can tell you that, in conversations with certain people, I've brought up the doubt because they're big fans. I know. There are big, there are big fans that are there.
I've talked to them, yeah.
And I've brought up the, possibility of maybe, sneaking something in, maybe just try and make, and they're like, it's not going to happen, dude. It's not going to, that's a tight ship over there right now.
But Howard is aware of this, right? Like he has.
I don't even know that. I don't even
know.
There's no real there. Listen, he ain't there. Those guys are there. So there ain't no hanging out in the halls. There ain't no fucking, when the show's off, they're off that channel and that's it. He's there with whoever's allowed to be there and that's it. There's no conversation. And the people around him certainly aren't going to bring it up, Kevo
Zebo, remember when John offered to pay Cardiff after he canceled his show? Yeah. Oh, after he canceled the Rochester show.
He would have paid me.
Right, yeah. Hypothetically, obviously, I would have compensated you for all your hard work.
If I didn't act like a bitch and cancel this show, I would have paid you.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but did he not approach you to write questions for his DC trip and ask you to sign a contract specifically saying you do not want to be paid?
Well, to be fair, I think I forced questions on him, but yes, then he made me say, hey, I will not use these unless you put it in writing that I'm not going to come back after him for money.
Wow. Dang Lizard, €5. SJ always tells anecdotes from the Tonight Show and all the bits he wrote and shows all these Tonight Show clips to show his contributions. Like, yeah, no shit.
Well, we can't see them. We can't go back and watch them either. They're all gone. They're all been re-recorded over.
It's very convenient.
Speaking of, did you see he was looking for a VCR TV combo unit because he has all his old VHS clips?
Yep. He wants to go rewatch himself.
No, he don't want. Well, he wants to bring some skank back there and show it off.
Yep.
That's what that's about.
It's gonna be the background of his show soon. He'll have that TV in the back behind him playing clips of himself. Watch this.
And someone pointed out to him, you know, you can get those transferred from VHS to digital or DVDs or something that lasts forever. Like he always goes about it the wrong way. He's like, yeah, no, I got this combo TV for $30. I
did my best, Carl.
I did my best. Carl, I'm almost jealous of your normie worldview. You give people way too much credit, especially SJ and KB, etc. Bless your heart. TWO, PWO, TSN for life. My normie worldview. Oh, so you think that I'm thinking that Kevin Brennan's too calculated? Yeah, you might be right. Mike V, $2. Great show, guys. The cause.
The cause.
This guy's committed, man. I respect.
Oh, the cause. I'm sorry. I wasn't even looking at the avatar. My bad. Are you on the toilet right now, Mike V? Whatnot Chaser, $5. Kate Meany likes to have her gaped and then to have her butt gaped and then have SJ's miniature sister dropped in there.
Oh man, that is a mean monkey.
Whatnot Chaser? Whoa, wow.
He really does think he has a chance with one of those two chicks.
Oh yeah,
if he goes to AC, and it's really bizarre.
That's why he's flying there for sure. Say no more, $5. Point Break T-shirt delivered with the 4 faces of the bank robbers emblazed across the front. Could have been a Bedabbler WTP Cardiff TSN collab.
It's not too late.
We are right now.
I like that.
It's happening. It is happening. Show me your numbers. I'm a
swinger.
I'm a what at a school? Substitute.
Social worker, maybe.
Social worker. I'm a social worker at a school. Subs don't get health care. Well, California's got a lot of weird rules out there, especially since the pandemic. Friggin' Mark, $2. John never asked me to find a pick, by the way. Yeah, what the fuck? And Jacob Ryan asked $2. Yeah, John admit he tried to run Royce over.
He did?
I don't know. I don't know about that. Probably.
I
not.
remember that clip. That was an old.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we got to wrap it up.
Mercedes.
This has been a marathon. Thank you guys so much for coming on. Shuli, you guys got some shows going on this weekend.
Yeah, bsshowlive.com. Get your tickets. Poughkeepsie, New Jersey. There are a few tickets left for both, believe it or not.
Beautiful.
I think, yeah, the rooms hold 20 each. So we're almost sold out, guys. So get in there. Thank you to WATP. Dabs, I love you. Cardiff, I love you. We're out. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Shuli. The Shuli Network, go over there and subscribe, hit the notification so that you always know, because those guys are putting out shows. You never know when they're going to put out a show. They do the Uncle Rico show, and then 2 hours later, the Uncle Rico show, an emergency episode. It never stops over there. It's amazing. If you can't get enough Stuttering John content, that's a great place to be. And of course, El Harible is here, but he's mostly known as Cordiff, the potato out of spring. That's how most of us know him.
So long.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah. That was the worst character ever.
That was the best character ever. Everyone loved Cordiff.
That was your Towley.
You don't get Tukey without Cordiff, Carl. So
yeah,
it's a process.
That's true. All right, good point. Good point.
It's very true. Everyone can see all my stuff at TukeySoup.com. There's a link tree there to all my stuff. We're doing a show tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, Bedabbling live on Bedabbler Network, where I have a dying fan who wanted to hang out with us and try his chops out at comedy. And I am to believe that this is a 5-year-old fan who is dying of heart failure. I got an email. It seemed like it was written by his mother. But either way, this is a dying fan who wanted a chance to be on the show. So we're allowing them, almost giving them like a Ralph tryout. But I said there's no point in having you try out for Ralph because you're going to be dead. So we'll just have you on and we'll hang out. And then
hold on a second. Let me just ask this because I like to tune into the Be Dabbler show on Saturday mornings. Could we potentially give you super chats that go towards a charity foundation that might be able to cure this poor 5-year-old?
No,
I mean, a percentage of your super chats, right?
He doesn't need money. No percentage, nothing. He doesn't need money where he's going. He can't.
I'm going to the bar now. I'm going to see if I can find an iPad Mini somewhere.
Okay, good. Yeah, you can use one of those too.
It's funny you say that. Hold on.
What do
I
we
actually
got?
do, and I said I will send him this iPad, which is from like 2008, I think. It has the old charger. You can't
Second
do anything
generation.
with it. Yeah, you can't do
I
shit
have
with
one
it.
of those. Yep.
It's the best I can do, and that's
All
what
right.
I'm going to send him. Also,
Nice.
tomorrow, we will be doing a members-only live stream, so turn on your gifted memberships. We will have a BS after show, I guess, Uncle Rico after show. Who better to review a live show than 3 or 4 people who weren't actually there? But I'm also expecting a phone call from someone, and we will be doing the Haitian traditional poster burning ceremony of the Pottstown poster. We are supposed to have negative wind chill tomorrow night, so it should be interesting because I did buy a leopard skirt and a dashiki to do this all in.
Wow.
And we will be burning this poster to sacrifice in order to stop World War III between the Shulis and the Shulis. That's all tomorrow after the live event in Poughkeepsie.
Do you think you can cut my face off the poster before you burn it?
Oh, are you on this poster?
Oh, he
Yeah.
sure is.
Oh, I forgot.
Anthony Cumia is carrying me in a Snuggie.
Oh, yeah. Mike Machete's on there. I forgot about that. But yeah, we'll be doing that tomorrow night, I guess.
Very good. All right. Check out Be Dabbler's channel on YouTube. And of course, the great Cardiff Electric joining us on the show. Thank you for coming on today. Where can people find you? What are you up to these days?
YouTube. Subreddit Surfing Live, Saturday, March the 9th, carlsoncomedy.com. Get your tickets now. I'm going to try and do a potato soup tomorrow night on my channel at Cardiff Electric on
Tomorrow night?
YouTube. Sunday night. Sorry, shit.
Okay.
Why did I think this? It was
I don't know.
Saturday.
Everyone's getting confused about what day it is.
Yes. AM, PM, East, West.
You're
who
right.
knows?
I know. I don't know either. By the way, Bills are playing the Steelers 1 o'clock on Sunday Eastern time, of course. I don't know if that's going to be in Buffalo or not. They're saying they might move it, which would suck. But go Bills. Also, since we're talking about live shows, the Great Tukey and Cardiff will both be in Largo, Florida, March 22nd. Get your tickets, WATPlive.com. What do you mean allegedly?
I'm just saying allegedly. You have to say that.
No, you don't. Just show up.
Yeah,
Get your
you do.
tickets at WATPlive.com. There's a meet and greet. Those are separate. Get your tickets for the show. We'd love to see you guys down there. It's our first live show of 2024. And if it's anything like the shows that we did in 2023, it will sell out and it will be fantastic. Of course, Royce and Mersh will be there from Revenge of the Sis. All the guys and the characters and gals from who are these podcasts, including Lucy Tightbox. I think we're going to have a win a date with Lucy contest coming up. And people who show up there will get to have their date with Lucy if they win. Very exciting stuff.
And if that goes well, you can redo the bit in Tampa for the Florida listeners. Just prance her around the country and putting her on dates.
I love it. Why not? SJ thinks you got. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I was informed by someone who lives in the area, I believe. We get to meet Hacka. What day is Carl here in Largo? TWO. Tell Shuli he is a hack. Stuttering John rules. Potato is a hack. Shuli never got Howard to make him famous. What?
Hi, Joey
Shuli
C.
is a shitwear. Please read it. Joey C will be, I guess,
He will.
coming to the live
Joey
event.
C will be there. I've talked to Joey C. Monique from Radio Gunk will be there. I've talked to Monique.
I'm actually staying with Joey
wow.
C.
Oh, sweet. All right. This is going to
Joey
be
C, yeah, you have an extra
star-studded.
spot on the floor. You can clear some Swiffer shit. Those Swiffer
This show is going to be star-studded. If you are following WTP in the Dabbleverse, you're going to want to be at this show. It's going to be a lot of fun. SJ thinks you guys have to talk about him. BS show proving that wrong. Well, yeah, I mean, he went away for 8 months and we were fine. I mean, thankfully, Chad Zubak was doing some of the dumbest content ever. That helped, but still. Peter Chicken Man Brennan, $2. Carl, come over to my bro show. Ask KB for the link. I've said this many times. I'm sure I'll get on MLC again someday. Everybody does. Everyone he's mad at ends up back on the show. And I hope that day does come someday because his feud with me is ridiculous. It's manufactured.
He brings back Chad every month.
I know.
Like,
I
why
know.
wouldn't he bring you back on?
I've never threatened his kids with violence like Chad has on Christmas Day.
He can't control you like he can control Chad. So
That's true. That's true. I'm not a Ray DeVito.
Same with me. I don't think that's why he wants me on because I challenged him. I had differing views than he did.
That's all it takes.
And yes, I was on MLC. Stop changing history, you fucking grumpy cunt.
I don't even know. Was he? I don't even
Was
remember.
the potato on here? I don't talk to potatoes. I only have Ray DeVito on.
Now Carl's on the point, Dabblepoint, the fuck with my money. But I'm supposed to be like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. And they learned it from watching you, Chad. That's cool. That's cool. I'll snipe Kevin's show 4 o'clock. Carl.
See, he's acting like I'm sniping his show. He was sniping my show. It's just the opposite.
No, he's acting like you learned from Chad.
Yeah, I know that too. That's also dumb.
Well, that's
when Chad got kicked off and he started doing the show at the same time, whatever. He's like, yeah, he's trying to be you, Chad. Like he's really trying to reduce you to Chad.
He's wrong twice.
Yeah.
He thinks Carl's sniping his show, and he thinks he got the idea to snipe his show from Chad. But
I don't snipe anyone. It's not my thing. But listen to this. This is nuts.
I'll be sniping your show with whatchamacallit on Saturday with Ray DeVito on Saturday. So get your moderators ready to report me.
I don't have any moderators, Kevin. I don't report people. I don't have moderators. I don't strike people. I don't report people. Let me check to see if I got a note from Ray DeVito. I have not. All right. Well, as far as I know,
he's still on. They're still on.
He's still on.
So.
All right. I'll flip over there. Guys, thank you so much. Galaga to you both.
So you're on a show? Fucking amateur.